The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you could take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller. Long time listener, first time caller.
First time
caller.
First time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller. Long time listener, first time caller.
First time
caller.
First time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First time listener, long time caller.
There you will see the Modern Comic Mayhem category on the left with the call-in waiting room. Join that call-in waiting room, set up your camera and your mic, and have your questions ready.
Call me now!
Oh, yes.
Jeffrey, are you okay?
Almost there.
Jeffrey, what are you doing in there?
Yeah, nothing.
Open the door this instant.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, my God, you're gonna go blind.
I don't care. Ooh. Oh,
New
yeah.
Street Fighter Alpha 2. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
Oh, yeah, baby. Ooh.
All right, boys. We had to go deep tonight. We had to bring in Dino. We had to bring in the CEO.
Let's go.
114 watching live. What's up, everybody? I hope you enjoyed. I hope everybody enjoyed the pre-show session. That you had a couple drinks, a couple tokes, a couple smokes, whatever you enjoy. Because I know I did, and it's going to be an interesting show tonight. And on top of all of our regular stuff that we talk about, we've got some major drama going on right now in the world, and we're just going to get into it. So let's get into this intro, baby.
Into the into the
drama. I've got Queen City Comics in the StreamYard, but it looks like his camera isn't working, so we're waiting for him to get his camera up and running, and we'll get him in here. But man, here we go. We got him. Let's bring him in. What's going on?
Sorry about that. What's up, fellas?
No
Hey,
problem.
what's up, man?
This is where we started.
Yeah, what's up, fellas? How are you?
We're starting it right from the beginning on this one, brother. And it all started at a show you put on last weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yep,
Saturday. And how often are you putting on these shows? You've been doing this a while?
We do it twice a month. Now it's going to be 3 times a month, including Long Island.
And I've heard people talk about your shows before. I know that that's kind of like a way of life for comic collectors out where you're at. These shows, these smaller shows that you guys just pull off once every couple of months. A lot of collectors rely on it. I know, Dino, you've been doing stuff like that lately. A lot of comic book collectors and retailers and businessmen have been putting on these shows for ages, and there's kind of like a code of conduct with this stuff, right? And
God damn it, man!
Yeah,
No,
it's my internet, man. It's causing problems on me. Let me get rid of some of this shit and let's see this. All right, so Jesus, man, this is rough.
Okay, that's better. No, it's not.
No, it's not. This is rough, isn't it? Go ahead and talk a little bit about how he's new to you and kind of what happened this last weekend, Billy.
All right. The show, we call it's Queen's Comic Party. It started off as back in the back of bars during COVID. It was something to do for a bunch of collectors just to meet up and sell comics. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger where we were getting 20 tables, 25 tables, and it'd be packed. And then last week was the first time we ever got robbed.
And robbed because
it turned out to be a guy we let in early.
Yeah, you guys let somebody in early who ended up being this guy Epic Nation, who is a seller. He's on multiple platforms. I think he does mostly online sales. He's a big seller over at Whatnot, and we've kind of had problems. He's had problems in the past. He had that big fallout with Nick GQ in the past that kind of got him on our radar for most people. And then so the weekend starts with this screenshot that gets sent out to everybody through social medias of Epic at the event. It's from Epic is at the event with somebody, and there is talk of and that kind of is where it blew up, and it forced you to put out a whole video on this thing, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, one of our regular buyers was like, "Oh, that guy's popular among shows," and he goes, "But he has problems with everybody," and I had no idea what he was talking about, and I was like, "Well, what should we do?" And he goes, "I have to post it." And I was like, hold on, let me get the books back and all that stuff. And I got them back that day, which was the main priority because it was about $1,000 worth of stuff. But he said it'll never end. This guy will come back and do it again. We probably the first ones who ever caught him.
Yeah.
So I'm in the same boat too. I know guys here around here, and it's always the people who get in early.
Talk to the vendor. I wasn't even there when this happened.
Is that screws us over is the people who get us in early, And
yeah.
He was the same thing too. He was that guy, and he would have a booth, which is like a box or two of tables for his table, and walk around everyone else's booth and try to haggle and do stuff and want to be at his booth the whole day, and then try to make deals, didn't have money, and then they just paid him eventually because that's what he used.
Yeah. He he beats you down throughout the whole day with just haggling.
Yep.
And he does it for hours on end from what I see.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him at other shows. I just call him a variant guy, so I just thought he was collecting that stuff. But when we saw this, and then I found out how many books he bought, because even he bought a bunch of books off me earlier on the day, so I was like, oh, it can't be that guy.
Yeah.
But when you see the camera, you're like, oh shit, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up Hood's video because the first video that we all saw of this was
Hear you. I think me and you.
Let's all just sit here like we're all frozen.
It'd be funny. No, I mean the video kind of shows it. Like that first video was kind of hard. Like I had to watch it a bunch of times to see what he actually kind of did. But
hey, I got him.
Yeah,
I caught him.
Yeah, you did.
Well, the first video is the one I had to show him that, hey, I caught you stealing, return my books.
Yeah, right.
And then and he posted that edited.
You know what that shit reminded me of? What was that, Employee of the Month? And that security guard, he goes, look, watch the... It's almost like those motherfuckers, you could tell. I mean, they're good at what they do, man.
We are getting, hopefully sending out to the same YouTube there is. We'll wait for We'll wait for a little thumbs up from the crowd. And you guys tell me if you see it on YouTube at all. Check 1, 2. So basically, you guys, I apologize. The internet is causing issues. It's very interesting how that happens, isn't it? Let me fix this too. Let me go here and here.
So it could be other forces at work here.
Yeah, right. You're back now. All right. Hell yeah, you guys. You guys are back. All right. Let's get back to where we were. We'll wait for some people to start coming back in. So, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been in comics?
So I've been doing flea markets for the last 6 years, but we do exclusively comics now for 2 years since pandemic.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
We got tired of being home.
Yeah.
So we just started doing stuff in the back of bars.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, that's great. I saw, so basically, as soon as this breaks, the first thing I see a couple posts on IG. First one I remember seeing, I want to say it was Binkies, and I have all these. Let's see if the internet is going to let me bring these up this time. But the first post I remember seeing, I think, was the Binkies post, and for some reason, Epic just went ham on the Binkies post, and it wasn't a very long video. Of you couldn't really tell what was going on, you know, and it forced you to put out a longer video. It's amazing to me that you guys had the video to begin with. That was
we got totally lucky.
Yeah,
because I forgot about it, to be honest with you. The place used to be like a nightclub back in the day, and they stopped doing everything and became a school, like for children, and before the pandemic. And then when the pandemic happened, they closed up all of that stuff.
Yeah. Wow. So what basically has happened is everybody's getting set up at the beginning of the show. And let me go ahead and present my screen so everybody can see this. Everybody's getting set up at the beginning of the show, and you guys how did Epic get in? Did he just know somebody there, and that's kind of how he got in, type deal?
He knew all the vendors, like all of them knew him, and then he came in early. We had a little bit of issue because I was like, "Hey, you gotta wait. Like, it's not 10 o'clock yet."
Yeah.
And then he gave me like a goofy smirk. I don't want to say what I thought, or like who I thought he was, like, or like what issues I thought he had. So I was just like, "All right, fine, just stay." They paid their entry fee; it was fine.
Yeah.
But then they were walking around all day.
Yeah. So the amazing thing is that you talked about it on the Comic-Con podcast with the guys. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to Nemesis, Milton, Jeff, all those guys over there. They immediately went live with this, right? And it was really funny because as they are live, I think Epic is live on IG, and I think that if
losing his mind.
Yeah, losing his mind, absolutely losing his mind. And he's crying about how he wasn't even there. I want to say a couple times he even said stuff like he wasn't even there. And then the video came
something
out.
about AI.
Yeah. So
I was like, do digital.
How did you first find out about the stolen books again?
Around 12:30, one of the vendors who's pixelated over here, because he was kind of worried about this guy harassing him. He told me, "Hey, one of my books is missing." It was ASM 300. I said, "Okay." So I ran up to the security room. The security room is like huge. The TV in that photo is like 72 inches long. Like it's huge. And I went up there, and it's with a giant chair. So I'm sitting there, and then he ran up behind me and said, "Oh, also Doctor Strange 169." And I was like, "Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that."
Wow, here we go again. Fucking internet dropping in and dropping out, motherfucker.
You seem okay now.
Does it look good now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Jesus, this is driving me crazy, you guys. I apologize to everybody out there. I've never had this happen with the internet issues. It's happening all of a sudden, and it's kind of frazzling me. So, so you go through the whole video, and you don't see anything, right? You watch it. How many times did you watch it?
No, I was hoping it was a stranger, just so I can't say it's somebody in the community that I know. But then also, if it's a stranger, I'm never going to get the books back. So then these two dudes show up, and I'm like, oh, the two guys let earlier. They're the last ones right before 12 o'clock at 11:42, and I was like, oh, here they are.
Wow.
And you can't miss that cover when he pulls it up.
Yeah, it's unmistakable. ASM 300 is unmistakable cover. Absolutely unmistakable. So the amazing thing is...
Yeah, but the part where he puts it on top of the pile...
Well, we'll get into that because that's, to me, this is the big question of it all, right? So, basically, when I first see the video, I think to myself, all right, if anything, it looked like it could have been a mistake, like the guy accidentally took them, and it'll get solved. And I think that if Epic would have responded in a way like he dropped off the books to you guys, and there was a weird way of how he dropped off the books to you guys, right? He didn't come in, right? He handed him to somebody to kind of...
No, he called another vendor to run out to meet him.
Yeah, which is kind of...
After 3 hours of arguing with him on the phone.
Yeah, that's
through text and then finally calling him.
Yeah, that seems absolutely crazy, man. That seems absolutely crazy. So, yeah, man, this is beyond stupid. So he could have went in and basically handed over the books, said, "Hey, I'm sorry, this will never happen again," that type of shit, and there would have been no problem. I think that people would have kind of just dropped it. But because
100%.
But because he went on there and he started, talking about people, setting him up, he immediately started, calling out Nick GQ. He immediately started calling out Nemesis Prime. Immediately started losing it. I think that is where this whole thing snowballs. And it wasn't until that moment where I was like, all right, this is something different, okay? And if that moment would have never happened, I would have been on here preaching to everybody, saying, "Hey, it was a mistake. It was, bottom line, it was a mistake." But he goes on there and causes a big, "Hey, everybody, look at me" type moment. And the next thing you know, the video comes out, and you're able to see the whole video. Red Hood goes in, zooms in on this shit, and there is a moment where you can see the kid that was with the guy that was with Epic, which turns out to be, I believe, his wife's cousin or something. These are all what we're hearing. Has a stack of books that he had already paid for, right? He had paid for those books, or yeah.
Those he picked up from other tables.
Yep. So he had a stack of books of all the books that he picked up from the other tables, and you literally see him create space for him in between the stack and slide in the stolen books. Because you see that moment on video, it's clear cut to me. He was stealing books. He knew he was taking them. If he had just put them on the top, or put them, even if he put them on the bottom, but if he just put them on the top and walked away, I would have been like, oh, that could have been an accident, But because he did it in the middle, to me that is like game changer of everything. And leave it to fucking Red Hood to go out there and do a little videography.
Yeah. I was telling Thorough, I was watching the Kennedy assassination conspiracy or whatever, and they were showing the Zapruder film. I swear to God, bro. And I was, I multitask. I'm a multitasker. So I was looking at Instagram and that video was there. So I screen recorded the video. I said, man, I'm going to zoom in on it. And I slowed it down. And this son of a bitch is sliding the books right in between the middle of other books.
The old casino shuffle.
Yeah, dude. And I go
back into the front.
Yep.
Yeah. So I tried it. And I said, man, it's hard to fucking do it. I was like,
and for me, like I've been to a lot of cons too, and it's like for me, like as a dealer or a seller, whatever you want to call it, when people have stacks of books like that, either I say like, hey, let me see your stack, and I'll put your stack that you bought behind it, because a lot of people put their stacks on the top, and they're going through books and putting things on top, and things get around. But like for me, I say, hey man, you want to just grab your books, and then I'll just put them behind the thing, so there's no issue, and I'll give them right back to you, no big deal, or give you a bag or something, and.
Yeah, I can hold the books back here.
Yeah, but just hold the books back here. Box up front.
Yeah, or box up front, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, and you know,
but he pushed the boxes on the tables forward.
Yeah.
Right, to give him a little space to put the books in front. You see all the other boxes to the edge. So, like, he must have been working it to make it seem because you push a box forward, like they're gonna spot that.
Yeah.
So, like, you see Epic lean over also, and so you don't know if he's making room too, but like that's a thing, dude. I mean,
and I always leave the shit on top of the books too. Like if I say I give him like 5 books or whatever, I just spread those 5 books apart, never give him a stack. It's like, here you go, man. So it's always on top. So if he goes, hey, can I see him? Sure. And I'm gonna be looking at him like this. Not saying, you know, I've had that happen, but you know, just
it's people like that that it freaks me out. Like when I'm looking at books at a con and they're fucking on me, dude. Like fucking, I don't blame them. I don't fucking blame them, dude. You know what I mean? You can't trust anybody, dude. Like,
but that day he dropped a few $1,000s across 4 or 5 vendors.
Wow.
And that's why he earned that trust from how much money he dropped throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that too, man. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's people like that can afford the books, but just love the thrill of stealing, dude. You know what I mean?
Well,
they get off on it.
I've heard from quite a few retailers that do, you know, small shows, big shows, any type of show that's been something that's been happening lately. A lot of thieving like this type of thing, you know, slipping books while you're going through stuff and, you know, that type of thing, which is very interesting. And it makes you wonder if he's been doing this for a while, if this is like maybe how this is all just, you know, me thinking in my head. Speculative, yeah. That maybe, you know, this is how he pays his dude. This is how he does this. And the reason why this is speculative, you guys, is because as soon as this happens, because of how Epic reacts to it, it starts this snowball, right? And people start coming out the woodworks. You know, there was every once in a while you would hear something behind the scenes about Epic, you know, something weird, this and that. But, you know, he's a poster boy over at Whatnot. You know, he brags about it. He brags about being a big fish. He brags about being, you know, top seller over there. And that's a big deal to him for whatever reason. But it's hard to do that when you don't always have inventory, right? It's hard to do that. And keep those good books in when you don't have inventory, when you're not a longtime comic guy.
And the cynical side for me is like, you know, Billy, you saying he's like a variant dude, right? Is he like a variant guy, right? Does he just usually buy variants from you or other people?
Modern dude, yeah.
Modern dude, right?
Yeah, that's how I knew him. The guy always asking for some kind of variant, or he says this guy's coming out with a variant. And I'm an old school comic guy, so I don't really give 2 shits about this stuff like that.
Yeah, so
like,
for me though,
enjoy.
Yeah.
Like,
and for me, it's like the cynical side of me, right? You pick ASM 300 and a Strange 169, right? Not saying Strange 169 is a common book, but ASM 300, everybody's got one of those at a booth, right? You know, so it's like hard to, you know, find. Yeah. And you're a variant guy, so why are you stealing vintage books? I guess you would call it, even though it's still modern. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my question is, where does he sell it? Because when we watched this stream afterwards, I saw the stuff he sold that he bought from me, and he took that shit at a heavy loss.
Well, he probably
I was like, you should really know what you're selling.
Yeah, well, for me, he probably has a fence where he'll just say like, hey, I'm gonna get these books or whatever, and he's been selling to this guy, and he just knocks off 20%, 30, 40%, whatever. He doesn't care. It's free, right?
Well,
you know, 30, 40% off the top, and
yeah, $600 book just became $400 worth of profit.
Yeah, whatever, you know.
But when you see the stuff he buys to sell, like he bought the first Theron off me, I was like, cool, let's see how this goes. Sold it for half of what he paid me for it. I was like, dude, really got to learn about these books, man.
Well, that makes you really think. He's like Dino said, he's got to be making money somewhere else. And that's kind of what's happened over this last week. This is snowballed into people coming out of the woodwork, his past coming up. You know, there's other IG accounts that he's hiding all of a sudden. That is people have just. And here's the funny thing. Here's the really funny thing about all this. Doxing people is fucking dumb. It's so stupid. It's not necessary. It's a big no-no in the content world. It's a big no-no in internet culture. And it's just not cool. And he has been the guy that that's what he uses as, from what I'm hearing from a lot of people, people are scared because he's got their information and he's going to go put it out for the world to see. He's going to put out their numbers and their address and you know, and all this stuff. And that's ridiculous. But here's the funny thing. Karma really flipped on him because now everybody's looking into him and seeing all this weird shit from his past, and people are sending screenshots of this and that and this and that. And people are...
my whole inbox is just filled with crazy stories.
Yeah.
Like this guy is like the Forrest Gump of crazy stories, man. Like, you know, like history made.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, how did this happen? Every con has something wild with him. My favorite, this one is allegedly, is we have a big show called Big Apple Con. It's the oldest running New York City comic convention. He showed up with his own table and just started being a facilitator, allegedly. And they were like, who the hell are you? And he was like, oh, I'm here to, you know, facilitate books and send them into CGC. They're like, we already have people for that.
Yeah.
Get you both and get the fuck out of here. And they threw him out of the hotel.
Well,
that's my favorite one out of all of them because that's like the oldest running show. They know everybody.
Yeah, and the thing too is like when you become I've helped all people become a like witness or facilitator or whatever you want to do. So it's not like you just sign up and they just allow you to do it. You have to do it in like a couple ways. So basically you got to have like 2 or 3 comic book people who are reputable, like give you a letter of recommendation, and then they like apply and deny, and then you're in the system as a facilitator or a witness or whatever you want to call it. So it's not like, you know, whoop-de-woo, you know what I'm saying? As an official CGC facilitator. Now you could be, you know, just a store saying you're going to.
You know what's
CGC
interesting, Dino? Here's the interesting thing, bro.
No, 100%.
The interesting thing
here we have Royal Collectibles and Spineworks, and they give you a paperwork for it, so you're set.
Yeah.
Everything has a serial number, and you can find out where your stuff is.
Yep.
Yeah. The interesting. Am I lagging still really bad?
Oh, you're good, dude.
Okay.
Right now.
The interesting thing is one of the so here's basically the stories that I'm hearing behind the scenes. There's 2 things that are similar in almost every story that I hear from people. It's either some type of deal gone wrong in an exclusive deal, like he gets people to partner up with him on exclusives, on retailer exclusives, and he then kind of either doesn't send them their books, doesn't send them the amount of books that they're owed, or there's something that goes wrong with the money. There's always something to do with an exclusive scam that he's pulling, and I think more than likely he's probably using like Peter to pay Paul, robbing Peter to pay Paul when it comes to that stuff. Sure. Yeah. And then here's the interesting thing, you know, you guys were talking about this facilitator stuff. There's some weird facilitator stuff going on behind the scenes now that people are saying that he's part of and that he's been doing that is really, really, really bad. Well, not bad, just cheesy. It's not on the up and up. So, you know, it's very interesting, but we're gonna bring in one of those people. So, what was very interesting to me is, you know, the snowball effect starts, and people start saying, "Hey, I've had issues with him. I have had issues with him." You know, we saw the whole thing go down with Nick GQ. You remember, like when that first Nick GQ thing. In my opinion, I think most people were probably on the side of Nick GQ because you know they saw Epic utilizing the Whatnot app to like, hey, I'll give you a free giveaway if you go and fucking, you know, fuck with this guy on the app, you know, doing that type of shit. And that's a big no-no.
Oh,
yeah,
That's
doing some weird,
man.
crazy stuff, man. And they kick off
That
Nick
poor
GQ.
guy.
Yeah. They kick off Nick GQ. They fuck Nick GQ over in most of our eyes. And that's where we know Epic from. And then, you know, you just kind of hear things over the years, over the past couple of years since it's happened. And he's become the poster boy over there at Whatnot. And he's probably done a lot of deal with these new retailers. But that's what I'm hearing is that for the most part, you know, he's kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul through these retailers when it comes to either money or the amount of books. So we're gonna open up the show here in a little bit to bring people on. We're gonna see if the internet will work and let that happen, and if it does, we'll play with it. But we're gonna bring on Danielle here real quick. I'm gonna send out a link to Danielle. Shout out Nerdy Girl, because I think Danielle, I think Danielle was the key to this. Like everybody kind of coming. I think a lot of people were scared to come out and say something. You know what I mean? I really think they were. I think they were scared to come out and say something. And
does he know karate or what, bro?
No, I think that there's probably a lot of money involved, and they're worried they're not going to get their money. You know, I think.
Well,
you know
and I think the same thing happens too. Is like, right, when you hear the same story over and over again, it's got to be some ounce of truth. There's somebody's character, right? Maybe not the story, but the character. I mean, that's my whole thing. Like, you know, if one person's just rattling on you,
yes.
Yeah.
We had I spoke to some of the guys who make the variants, and he's made people believe that he's the guy who has to get it for you.
Yes.
And it turns out he's just using 2 other guys to do everything, but he's made it so much like a narrow viewpoint that it's only him getting it for you, even though he still has to go through other people.
Yeah.
Because we've had artists ask for help, and I've just been like, oh, call this guy Fury Comics.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people. So anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring on Danielle. I want to bring on Danielle. She's still. I sent her. Danielle, check your Instagram messages. I sent you the link there. We're gonna talk to her for a little bit, and then we're gonna open it up just to all the people that will allow to come on here. I want to get Nemesis on here at some point. You know, after we're done talking with Danielle, we'll get Nemesis, and we'll try and get a couple other people that want to come on and chat, because this thing, I just hate the fact that my internet is messing up. All right, here we go. What's up, Chica? How you doing? Can you hear us okay?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Yeah. Yeah, we're live, so we're good to go. Did you hear what I said about about
you know what? I'm like, why am I having such feedback right now? And then I realized I had it open on. Okay, I'm good now.
How you doing?
First timer here. Good. How are you?
Good. So yeah, I was basically saying, I think that your post, once your post dropped, it kind of started that snowball of people feeling okay to come out and talk about this. Talk a little bit about where you met Epic and how you first got involved with him.
So I met him on Whatnot in streams, and then I met him in person for the first time in Baltimore last year.
Yeah.
Baltimore? Maybe Toronto, actually.
Yeah.
I think Toronto. And then we did a book together for Baltimore.
Yeah. And, one of the things that you guys probably know with Danielle, that she has been hustling pretty hard lately. Cons, multiple cons a year. How many cons are you do in a year now?
Oh gosh, I have to be over 10 at this point.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm going like every month lately.
Yeah. And not only do you work with retailer exclusives, you'll set up an exclusive, you'll do this, you'll do that, and there was at one point where there was this kind of crew that was going together at Whatnot, and Epic was kind of part of that, and this kind of like culture was created at Whatnot, I think, and it really involved, for the most part, selling these retailer exclusives on a heavy level. And I think that kind of became the go-to for a lot of these online retailers, especially if they're not comic collectors, or if they don't have collections, or
don't have any inventory. Yeah,
exactly.
I agree with that.
And so this culture has been created with a lot of these, especially new retailers that are new to the game, that are just making their money off exclusives, where you do deals on the side with other retailers. So you have inventory to sell, right? So you have different books to sell, and you'll work with other retailers. And that's fine. That's not a problem. That's people working together. That's smart business. But the problem is that not everybody is on the up and up when it comes to their business practices. And you guys did a book together, and what kind of gave you the idea that something wasn't on the up and up?
So we were working together for a few months. And then it got to this point where he was supposed to send X number of books and I would get this number, or it was going to be this book and it was that book. And there was always something that kind of went wrong.
Yeah.
And Epic has this way of, he's successful on the app because he makes himself be very likable.
Yes.
And he does. I'll give him that. Like, he's very good at being likable. And then sometimes he just talks so fast that you just get so confused.
Yeah.
And you like talk in circles and then you don't really know what happened, but it happened.
Well, he commands a pretty big audience on the app. I mean, the guy will have 300 plus viewers, you know, each show he's doing or event he's doing. I know he got one of the things that he was doing early on that he really kind of I wouldn't say created, but used to his advantage is these giveaway streams, right? Where he does these huge giveaway streams, and he's saying, okay, I'm going to give away this, but everybody's got to go over here and follow this guy and this, and you know, and it always kind of seemed a little weird, but I mean, he was pulling in so many people on these giveaway streams, it was unreal. And so, anyways, Whatnot gets big. You know, the whole thing happens with Nick GQ and Epic, and Epic's on the radar now. And Epic kind of has this ascension where he just becomes one of the biggest sellers in the comics part of.
Well, I would say on Whatnot. I would say outside of Whatnot, a lot of people don't really know who he is.
Exactly.
Because even when I made the Instagram posts, like I had quite a few people saying, "Well, who is he?"
Yep.
So in Whatnot, he's definitely a bigger seller. And
100%.
Whatnot early on made it very about variants. Because if anyone who knows me, who's followed me for a while, I didn't even do variants until like a year ago. Like if you asked me who some of these artists are that I've worked with, I wouldn't know who a lot of them were because I was so in the vintage world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you actually, you know, we talked about this the other day that like you've come into the comics and collectibles world with a lot of these new people, but you actually care. I think you actually care about the comics world and the comics community enough to kind of know about what the history is, what the books are. There's too many of new blood in here that don't care about the history or the community or the culture of comic book collectors and comic collecting, and they just care about the money, right? And that's kind of what a lot of people are getting the feeling with Epic now, is that he didn't care about any of this stuff. This was just about the money to him. So anyways, this culture begins of Whatnot sellers. And again, this is we're talking about in the app. We're not talking about in the comic world. Like Danielle says, the Whatnot world is a small world in the comic world, just a small part of the tentpole. So Epic's doing, you know, the poster boy over there, and he uses that to his ego's advantage. I mean, it just blows up this guy's head, and he's everywhere. And he's doing all these deals with all these other retailers, yada, yada, yada. And it sounds like at some point he was robbing Peter to pay Paul, whereas, you know, he had a deal with somebody that, you know, either he had to sell a couple extra books of their thing to pay the person before him and vice versa. And you start hearing a lot of people of, okay, now Epic started having issues with the deals that he's having with the retailers, and that's not a good thing to do. I mean, you don't want that reputation, not at all. There's also a lot of talk about CGC and Signature Series stuff with Epic. And that, you know, he's had these issues with this Sub-Zero guy that, shout out to Thorough did a show where he brought on, you know, right after the Comic-Con guys, and it was excellent. And he brought on this Sub-Zero guy, and the Sub-Zero guy was another one of these new retailers who was, you know, trying to just keep his head down and work hard. And he was getting books signed for people, and, you know, and using Epic as a CGC witness and Signature Series witness, and it sounds like there is a lot of fuckery going on there too, which is very interesting. And that's a big part of the con to con game for retailers. That is a big money maker for retailers that utilize a CGC signature witness. That's a big deal. You don't want to fuck that up. So anyways, one of the things that I do want to talk to you, Danielle, is you partnered up with him on how many books do you think that you partnered up on him with?
So I partnered with him on probably 6 to 12, and then sometimes he would offer me books at wholesale.
Yeah.
And I would say, okay, I'll take these at wholesale. I see Redhood's face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
I see you. And I would say, okay,
You did what?
I bought some books at wholesale.
And one of the things that you were doing last year is that you were also doing the NerdyCon, and this NerdyCon thing gets brought up a lot with Epic. Was there something on that you guys think wasn't on the up and up during NerdyCon?
So I didn't really see anything about that until someone screen shared to me a post from Get It Collectibles, who was there with Epic when we had the first one in Buffalo. And when he said that, I was like, well, ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
Because that's just wrong. Like, so I saw someone ask, like, what took me so long? The day before I made my post is when Queens posted the entire video, and you could really see everything that happened. And I thought about it all night before I finally did post, because I wasn't sure. I know someone, for me, it's not about Epic not working with me. I choose not to work with him. For me, I don't know that I was ready to step back into all this.
Yeah, you've been keeping your
year
head
was
down.
really
Yeah.
intense, and I know that this is a really hot topic. Look, I'm not somebody who can be bought. That's why I always say what I say.
Yeah.
And I'm forfeiting books. He still owes me probably $5,000 in books that I'm forfeiting.
You know
now.
what? You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. I'll be honest. I think, and I tell this to everybody. I say it over and over. I think you get too much, a little bit too much of this hate brought on you. I think that you've been really trying to keep your head down and stay out of the bullshit and just work hard. And I have a lot of friends and allies in this comic community that have said that they've done business with you and it was on the up and up, and they just talked really well about you. Recently, shout out to Vinny Kumar, said how awesome it was working with you. And I think that's important. I think that's really important. And I told you, it sucks that all of a sudden you find yourself dealing with not only drama, but drama that kind of comes from the bullshit of the last year, right? It's still kind of following that whole group, which is really shitty. Well, I think it's cool. And I think that, that you stood up and you said something, because this is one thing that I don't care who it is, retailer, collector alike, when it comes to thievery and lying and stealing, we don't want that in our community. I think that's always been, obvious. And there's a lot of stuff coming out that we're probably going to talk about more throughout the night. But I just wanted to bring you on and give you a chance to kind of talk about this and say, that I'm pushing for you over here. So keep doing what you're doing. You guys got anything you want to ask, Nerdy Girl?
Well, how many variants are you still waiting?
I'm waiting on still probably like 300 books or so.
Damn, dude.
But it's one issue that he was supposed to.
No, there's a few different issues.
So how do you split it? Is it like 30-70 or something, or 50-50? Usually just
when we do runs together, if we do like an exclusive together, it's usually 50-50. But the books usually go to him, and then all the books don't always make their way.
Right, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start reading some of the comments. I see a lot of the comments, people saying, wow, 5K, this and that. And it sounds like there's people out there that are double, triple, quadruple that. I mean, Sub-Zero Comics was talking in the range of 40, 50, 60K.
Yeah, I know. He called me and he asked me if I would say something to Epic, and I did. And I said, before all of this came out, and I said, you really need to handle this. Like, that's not right.
And if she's been waiting on variants, I want to know if there's anybody out there that's been waiting on variants for the same thing. Let us know. I mean, let's add it to the list. Talk about.
Let's see if we can build the house with all the money he fucking owes, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
What I will say is people shouldn't be afraid to step up, right? Like, this community is big, but it's also small.
Yes.
And
that's what she said.
And so I think that if something happens, then you should 100% say something. And if you don't want to do it for yourself, then reach out to someone on this panel if you want to do it anonymously.
Yes. Yeah. Because I there's a lot of people that reached out to me. There's a lot of people that didn't reach out to me that I don't really want to bring up because I don't there's people that have worked with him in the past that kind of put out posts that just said, hey, I've dealt with him in the past. I'm not dealing him with anymore, and I just want to say that is, which is very interesting. And I think that, but because of you coming out and doing this and other people coming out and doing this, maybe those people will at least be able to say, hey, okay, this did happen. This is what happened. Yeah, this he owes me this much too, this and that. A lot of people, oh man, there's a lot of people that are still probably going to give that guy the benefit of the doubt.
So I just want to say to Hi Nathan, because I can see his comment right now. I'm not involved in this drama. I simply saw a retailer get stolen from at a convention and used my platform to call out what happened so that more people would see what happened, because it's not right. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and stealing is never okay.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Yep. Amen. What did Nathan say? Hi, the second time you may have been involved with drama, one too many. I don't think. Yeah, exactly. You're not involved with this drama. You're actually coming out and saying that, hey, yeah, this there's been some shady things that he's done to me too, right? And that's there's nothing. That's a good thing. So, all right. Anybody got anything else for? I really appreciate
it. Seems like he's stolen so much. I think he probably stole something from me. I better check.
He might have. You better do inventory.
No, I don't.
What's the word? What's the word? Since you've heard about this NerdyCon thing, do you plan on going back and looking into it? And what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's really hard to go back to February, right?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Even if there was video footage, it's unlikely that it saves for that long.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that probably something happened. I will say that watching that video, and I probably watched that video 30 plus times, because it was just so unbelievable to me to be so brazen to walk over to another booth after.
Yes.
And just talk as if nothing happened. And I've been stolen from before to show, right? Like it's a very, very, very common tactic for someone to distract someone and then someone else to swipe stuff.
Yeah.
And I know if you believe this, I box dive a lot now, right?
Yeah.
I used to only look at the walls, but I do a lot of box diving. And I have a box with a handcart or my backpack with me. And I never go from booth to booth carrying what I bought from the last booth. Personally, I never do that. I put my books away that I bought and then I move on to the next one.
Yeah, that's what we talk about. That's what I do too. I let people come in my booth. That's what people like. That's a wow fucking thing. But I like it like that because there's only one way in, one way out kind of thing. So, if you're about to run, there's 4 people around my booth. They know, it's just take one step and they can't get out. But same thing, but if I was telling too, if people want to come in, it's do they have a stack of books for me or just a stack of books they've been buying around? I'll take the books. Here, I'll take the books and put them behind, and then you can just start fresh and I'll give you everything back,
Yeah. A lot of people are talking about the whole whatnot part of this, and we're going to get in that later. But I think that that's a very interesting aspect. They're asking.
Do you think whatnot made him steal?
No.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And I will say,
right? You better steal as many books as you
give us the
can.
books.
I think, and a lot of people are bringing up Nerdy Girl when it comes to whatnot. And I think that's another thing that is a big misconception. There's this original group of people that whatnot kind of backed heavily when they first started has really kind of been pegged for multiple reasons. Some rightfully, some not rightfully, as like this group of complete scammers, right? And you don't do all your selling on whatnot. She's going from con to con. She's selling at cons. She's selling private sales. How many IG sales do you do a month?
I still do like one a month. Right now, I'm going to be honest. I'm holding a lot of my keys because I don't like where the market is right now.
Yeah.
And I think that it's silly. If you can afford to hold on to your keys, you should hold on to them.
Yeah.
Because the market is going to slowly come back once the country like shakes everything out and people feel a little more stable. So I'm choosing to do more on whatnot right now than doing Instagram, but I still set up at shows. I still bring books to shows I go to sell at shows. And I've had quite a few people say that I'm a scammer, but I run a pretty ethical business and have a lot of integrity. So I've noticed that word a lot. And I want to remind people that I think in the beginning, Whatnot reached out to certain people that had followings to help kind of build the platform and bring buyers over. I never was sponsored by Whatnot. I'm still not sponsored by Whatnot. I do all my streams and pay for all my giveaways out of my own money. But it's a selling tool. Like, I just want to say that, like, it's a selling tool. And I'm really excited to see a lot of people from the community that were kind of like a little, I don't know about this, coming over and popping into streams lately. I pay attention to those things.
Yes,
I've definitely seen some of those names coming over and jumping into streams. And they don't hate it.
Yeah. Well, I've heard from quite a few people. Josh, I think you recently started doing have you recently started doing sales again?
Yeah, I wasn't on Whatnot for like over 10 months, I think, because I stopped in like January, and I stopped for multiple reasons and stuff, but I got back on and I killed it this past week, dude. Like, absolutely destroyed it.
Don't jinx it.
Well, so I've said this since day one. It's a tool. You know, when Whatnot first started and Bolo first came to Flipside to talk about it, I think that's what we always talked about, is that this is a tool just like any other thing for YouTube. Just like Key Collector app's a tool, just like Cover Price is a tool, just like eBay is a tool. It's whatever tool you use to collect, buy, and sell, you're gonna utilize. Or you're just not a smart collector or seller, you know, or maybe you just don't know. But
yeah,
we're gonna get into the Whatnot stuff a little later when we get a little bit deeper into this conversation. But I know I saw a lot of people asking that question. I just wanted to give you a chance to respond to it. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any other questions here in the chat that we want to ask. More.
Bro, I just want to say, Dino, what's
go, man,
bro?
Yeah.
It's Movember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, let's figure it out, and then I think when Thanksgiving rolls around, it'll be like back down to
Some of you guys here missed the memo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go opposite because like the other 90% of the months, like
I just save money by not shaving. And not cutting my hair. So yeah. All right. Danielle, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. We're gonna kind of get a little rowdy and open up the floor to some other people and see what they have to say. But I wanted to give you a chance to come in here and kind of talk and say thanks for making the post you did. I think it's really I think it's a good thing. I think even though I think it's stupid that this is how it is, I think it's really going to help you in the long run too, because they see that you're standing up for what's right. And you made a great statement earlier about how wrong stealing it is. It's just not. We're not gonna be cool with it. Period. So
Never.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
For having me on.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right. I'm going to open up the floor to anybody that wants to jump on. I'm going to send Nemesis Prime a link to. We're going to get into the whole whatnot aspect of this. We're also going to dive a little bit deeper into the Nick GQ aspect. And Billy, if you want to hang out, you're more than welcome to hang out. The way it works over here, anytime you got to bounce, just throw up the deuces and pop out. So.
Well, I'm gonna just enjoy watching it. Before I leave, I just want to say that whatnot cult that follows this guy is epic, and no pun intended, but holy shit,
yeah.
And they'll follow him to death for some reason. But I don't think any of those people read a goddamn comic.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably
Thanks for having me on, guys. I'll see you later.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Absolutely unreal, you guys. This is the type of thing that it's. That's why I do Drama Alert over here. For the most part, you guys, Drama Alert is a funny thing. It's the aspect of like making fun of the silliness out there, but at the same time also calling out the bullshit. Drama Alert is my daily show, right? It's me fucking around over here. So Dino, you didn't really know much about this. What do you think so far?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, like I was saying before, like when you hear a story repeated, right? Most of the story is probably pretty true, right? I mean, when you hear him again, allegedly, I guess you would say it. I don't want to really throw him under the bus, but allegedly screwing people out of money. The used car salesman fast talk thing, like it's always an excuse or it's always something like, it's a guy who just can't be dependable. Like for me, right? We talked about it, right? It was like when we did things, right? It's just like you got to be honest, like comic karma, right? I mean, it's going to catch up with you eventually.
Yeah,
it always does. Everybody knows that. I mean.
So here's what I'm going to do, you guys. I sent a couple of people links. I sent Nemesis Prime a link. I sent Thorough a link. I'm going to just put the link out. If you've had dealings in the past with Epic and you want to come talk about this exact thing, utilize the link. Don't utilize the link.
I think Nick GQ wants a link, man.
Yeah, so don't utilize the link just to come in here and hang out. Utilize the link if you got something to say. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. There's the link. We don't do this very often, so
I think Epic is going to jump in here in a second.
I that was one of the things that I kind of said. If he wants, when I first put out the call, if he wanted to, be part of this.
Brian, that's the thing like about you. You get people right, wrong, indifferent, whatever the thing is. You give them a chance to tell their side of the story, right, or whatever that may be. It's not just like you just go on and blast people and like any kind of talk that is negative against your narrative, right? So it's like,
yeah.
I thought I was going to get so much hate for making that video, but not one negative response, not like with Bry's Comics or
Well, listen, you guys, we got the guy who basically started it was part of the whole start of all this. Let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend, Nick GQ. What's going on, brother?
Yo, hold on for a minute, guys. Hold on, because I'm walking into the room right now. Hold on. I'm here, guys. Hold on. I'm just coming into the room right now so I could talk and be comfortable.
No worries, brother.
Hold on. Love you guys, man. I miss you guys. I love you guys. Anybody that's reaches out to me on DMs and stuff, I always appreciate that. Oh my God, Mike, I miss you very much, man. I love you. So my thing is, can you guys see? I can't even see. Hold on for a minute. I want to make sure that I could.
You might be able to turn your camera portrait to take it off portrait to turn it sideways and it'll go big. But other than that,
hey,
Did we lose him?
Yeah, you know what to do. Everybody,
Oh, here he
everybody
is.
freeze.
There he is.
Do you guys see me or no?
Yeah. We can see you and hear you.
Oh, I see it now. I see it. Okay. Oh, I see it.
There you go. Perfect.
All right. I gotta hold it like this.
Yep. All right.
I cannot at this point though. I cannot.
You're good. Hopefully it should be. We got 227 watching live, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you guys. We're talking about this whole Epic Nation stuff, which is absolutely crazy. We're having some internet issues, which is just as crazy. We haven't really ever had internet issues until, which is very interesting. So,
what is going on?
We might lose Nick.
Y'all motherfuckers need to get some better internet, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Dino fucking told me today that his shit is what is it, like 90?
Of what Danielle just said, then you guys are all smoking the good stuff that McClay is smoking. Because let me explain something to you. You don't go and jump. First of all, she and Epic and Kyle were all on the bandwagon to get me off of Whatnot, a race competition. That was the goal, a race competition. There is a reason why Tom Garcia, Comic Tom, as you guys all know him, kicked her out of Whatnot Wednesdays. So listen, there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes of Whatnot, and there was in 2021. Yeah, I did bleed the black and yellow. It's all I had. It's all I had getting me through this whole situation. All I had, and I loved it. But when you deplatform me January 3rd and 4th, after making chopped up fake audio, which here in New York it violates what the fuck is that section it's section E. It's a section E felony. So when you do that, see, I could have had criminal charges pressed up against Epic. Why did I not do that? He's not built like me. They would eat him alive in the cage, in the holding cell. The kid would have been dead in prison. Why would I do that? I'm not going to do that. You guys did see, though, I want to fight them. That is not a false statement. I always said that. Let's fight. Let's go. Let's do it. He won't. The other guy, the other clown won't. But let me explain this to you. See, what we just heard right now is once again Danielle jumping on a bandwagon. And I don't know if you gentlemen agree or disagree with me. And I'm not saying that she's not a good seller. She has great books. Her husband used to have great books. She consigns very well. She is one of the originals. But hear me out. When you get Kyle, who you guys seen after that acetate gate thing, there was a reason why I didn't buy that book at C2E2, because clearly I seen this thing is stapled. I didn't touch it. Now, I did defend Danielle on my YouTube, and you guys could go and see it tonight or tomorrow or whenever. It's still up about C2E2. I defended them all. I honestly defended any seller at that point on Whatnot, because number one, nobody knew yet. Number two, they all started at $1. Now, yeah, everybody knows that it's going to be bid up, but these people, these buyers buy it. Just like what I say right now today. Today, it's been now a week. We know Epic is a thief, and yet these people are still buying the stuff from Epic, just like how they buy from anybody else. Now, with that said, you're going to blame the seller, or you're going to blame the buyer? You're going to blame the buyer. Now, also, don't be fooled. Whatnot is complete manipulation. 30,000 followers on Epic Nation. Do you think that that's real 30,000 people? Let me tell you this for a fact. Another one of the reasons why. Listen, do I look like I miss Whatnot? No, not at all. I wouldn't drink the juice. I wouldn't sign anything. But please don't be fooled. Don't be fooled now. The thing is this. These are, how do you win a giveaway, guys? You got to follow the page.
Yeah.
There are tons of giveaway bots, tons, thousands, tens of thousands. If this kid really had 30,000 real people in the world following his whatnot, he would also have, let's say, 20,000 followers on Instagram. And a smart businessman would then sell on Instagram to avoid a VIG. Smoke and mirror show, ladies and gentlemen. Now wake up. Now wake up. But you guys are going to choose. I'm not going to tell you guys where to shop, what to do, who to do business with, but I am going to tell you this. You had me at 100 pounds, my weakest I've ever been in my life, on stage at Whatnot in New York Comic Con 2022. I was saying goodbye. The doctors told me I have 3 weeks, and I fought and I fought and I fought. And you seen the tears come down my eye when I said goodbye on stage at the final time, and I handed Epic that belt. Now, to everybody else, that belt might be meaningless. That belt might not have a care in the world, but to me, it had the highest of value because it was the people's champion. It was 2021 when we put that Whatnot ring in the first ever New York Comic Con, where the world would finally first see Whatnot. Nobody knew what this was yet. This is what made it happen. And it was originals. It was all the originals. Danielle was there. Skeleton Key was the face of the Instagram of Whatnot. This is all facts. Torpedo Comics was one of the originals. And I'm not going to start defending anybody, but I am going to say this. There's a very, very big reason why Danielle did team up with Epic Nation right during the time that Kyle Willis, let me back up, who Key King Comics in Florida put on the map by selling his variants right there next to me when I went down to Florida SuperCon, and we did a record-breaking attendance number. And it was me and Javon Jordan way before he drank the Whatnot juice, but I love him very much too. Javon Jordan was next to me. It was me, it was Kyle, and it was Key King. And they
Nick,
did that. Yes.
Nick, real quick. So here's the interesting thing that I want to talk about since we're bringing up Whatnot. Now, I think that Whatnot has really kind of outgrown what we realize, what we thought it was, when this all started and when all the stuff happened.
I will answer that, but may I please just finish this story to show you the business practices and why everybody should just be aware of something. See, now there was no reason for Danielle to get involved in this to a point of only covering herself, because she did partner with a thief, and everybody knew that she was a thief. And I think that gentleman in this quote even said she was given the red flags way before. Why are you partnering with Epic? He's no good. He's no good. He's no good. And the reason is money, because you jump right, just like wrestling guys. You guys see with wrestling promotions and what we do over the years, 20 years, you guys see. What do you do? So now this guy, Kyle, because I called him out, you guys could watch that video on my YouTube too, to hear a real story about me going down to Florida when I did the one and only variant, because you guys know I don't do variants. I asked Kyle, because I thought he was a very great artist. I still think he's a great artist to a degree now, but hey, could you do a spoof on the acetate gate, put Miles Morales swarms with money, and put the 3 founding fathers on the cover? He did it. He delivered perfectly for me. He also printed another 50 copies and sold them the night before and numbered them 1 to 50 instead of my original 1 to 100 series.
The exclusive
right there,
game
raise that red flag. Hey, I got a thief. Now I got a thief in my hands.
Yeah.
You guys know the story. I'm not going to reiterate it. And then the man, that whole week, he puts up a post that he deleted, but I screenshot it. Nick, you are a poison in this community. I'm a poison, and your cancer is fake. My cancer is fake. When I have a plug, I have a plug, guys. I have a port in my chest right there. See that port? Can you guys see that? So let me explain something to you. Nobody should then ever But who were the people that ran right after New York Comic Con? Danielle, Nerdy Girl, and Epic Nation, and they both partnered with Kyle Willis to run these gimmick variants. And what were the gimmick variants? Another damn Super Mario cover and a Stan Lee wrapped with a whole bunch of Marvel figures on independent sketch books. Now you're gonna tell me that that's not the biggest gimmick going in the industry? Guys, I'll let you decide that. But don't be blown by these smoke and mirror things, man. So, come on.
Yeah. Well,
Come on.
okay. Let's get back to this, because Whatnot at the time. You just kind of gave a background story of how Whatnot was kind of at the time. It was going crazy. It blew up during that time period. It kind of it went out and found a bunch of these influencers and retailers. This kind of mishmash of people, and there wasn't kind of like too much put into it. Now they've grown into this big company. They've outgrown everything that we thought it used to be. This isn't the type of company anymore where Jack DeMeo is going to come on a show and talk about something.
He's a marketing manager. He's regulated by PR now. He can't talk.
You got it. So I see everybody in the chat talking about, well, what's the deal with Whatnot? Whatnot's got to stop this. Whatnot's got to stop that. Listen, Whatnot's a big company now, you guys. They don't give a fuck about this until it becomes a legal matter, right? Now, if I'm not mistaken, Nick, is that one of the things they use to kick you off of the app?
So they said that I threatened people's lives, which I never did. You guys know I'm not goddamn stupid. I'm not going to incriminate myself. You also do know, and I made it very clear, I'll fight both of them. Now, if two men agree on a fight, it goes down. That is perfectly legal. If two men agree on a fight, it goes down. It's perfectly legal. I'll fight anybody. I have you guys know I'll fight anybody, period. But the thing is this now. The thing is this. You got Bali. I don't call him Epic Nation. His name is Bali. You got Bali, who basically just did I'm saying it wrong, but it's a Class E felony here in New York with all these with messing with people's voices. So you could call me, you record me. You can't record. You can't just record somebody unless you feel threatened. Okay, here in New York, you could record somebody if you feel threatened or something like that. But he's chopping up stuff. He's chopping up audio. Yeah. He's putting things all together, right, to make it sound like some weird thing. Then he has some other dude posted up on a YouTube. I'm sure you guys all seen it, and you guys know it's nonsense.
Yeah,
you guys hear my real voice.
Everybody keeps asking why haven't they kicked him off yet? Why haven't they kicked him off yet? And I feel like this isn't even on their radar yet. I think that they kicked off Blake Martinez because Blake Martinez was a national fucking news story, you know?
And don't let them say, oh, we can't kick you off because of off-platform. You guys see they clearly kicked me off because of off-platform. I still have the email. You want me to send you the email? I'll send you the screenshot. I don't care. I'll send you anything you need. I have it. You want videos? I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
But the thing is this. Whatnot legal? Totally blew it under a bus. They said, hey, the second that you signed up to Whatnot, you waive your rights to sue us. But you can arbitrate. Now, let's take some legal 101. You go into arbitration, that's you, the other person, and a judge. One person or a legal counsel arbitrating between the two parties. You don't have a shot.
Well,
you don't have a job, period.
Here's what I think is very important, and one of the things that I think is definitely going to come from this that's going to be important. Every time that the community has called out some bullshit or some fuckery, the key is to have something changed, right? That happened at the acetate gate. There was changes that were made. Marvel said, we're not going to fucking have this buffoonery anymore. What needs to change in the retailer world, you guys, is you guys need to have contracts with each other. If you guys are going to do deals with each other, split a print run on an exclusive, if there's a contract there, then there's no fucking problem.
It should be. This is what I preach. If you guys listen to when Bali, when Epic, you guys know him as Epic, when Bali rants and raves, he always says, Nick GQ always wants to tell me what to do. Nick GQ wants to... It's not me telling you what to do, young man. It's me actually having love for you at one point, which I did, and I seen a future in you, and I tried to teach you. You see, why would you want to partner with people when they had bad PR, public relations, bad things against them? Why would you partner with them? Why would you want to work with them? That's only going to come down on you. And I always would preach, work alone, build your own name. Don't do variants. Don't do gimmicks. People don't respect that. Build your own thing. You want to consign? If you don't have the inventory, now we're going to get to Sub-Zero. Consign, but do the paperwork. Do it legally. Sit down like gentlemen. Make a list. Sign it. Go to a notary of the public. Get it notarized. Get it fully legal. Put it on paper. Any move you make in business, put it on paper. You have to. Now, look at Jay. Jay was a ride or die. I'm not saying anything that's not true. Sub-Zero called me last night. Jay was ride or die with Epic Nation. I met that young man at New York Comic Con 2022 when he was with me at New York Comic Con. You guys seen all that. And at the time, I think he had a variants with Bird City and with Vintage Comics Collectibles. Phil, I love Phil so much. I miss you if you're watching. And he did those variants. And I met Sub-Zero, and I heard that, well, Sub-Zero has a massive collection. I don't know if you guys know that. You're learning about that now with what videos are coming out. Sub-Zero, Jay, I call him Jay, that's his name. Tough kid too, good kid, young man. Had a massive collection. And Epic, Bali, let's face it, had a bigger audience now on Whatnot. So it makes business sense. Hey, co-sign the books. Jay chose to sell on with Epic, and Epic could keep a VIG as gentlemen, as friends. A VIG means a percentage of the sale. And look what happens now. A year later, Jay is still owed. I think it's 30 grand or something around that point. I believe Jay, 100%. I believe Jay, and Jay tells me some stuff, and I'm not going to say it. If Jay wishes to say it, I'll let Jay say it. But there's some fugazi means shady stuff going on with the way that those books were facilitated, witnessed, and graded. So it's not my place to say that at this point. If Jay wishes to speak about that, he can. I just hope that he gets his money now, because I do know that Bali went to the precinct and now is trying to get a restraining order against Jay, so he doesn't have to deal with Jay or give him his money.
Yeah.
This is the person that
the same thing. It's kind of the same thing he did to you, if I'm not mistaken. He tried to bring up charges on you.
No, nobody hit me with any legalities.
Real quick, Nick, I want to say what's up to Binkies and Nemesis Prime. Listen, you guys did your podcast right as this was happening, and it was fucking perfect. If you guys aren't following the Comic Con podcast, make sure you guys do. You guys basically did a quick live show, and you said, hey, we don't do this very often. We're a podcast. We're usually audio, but we're going to talk about this. And it was one of the most amazing things to watch real time, because there was a moment where you guys were watching Epic just freak out on live IG, and he was watching you guys, I think, and you guys were like talking to each other through the ether. It was fucking hilarious, man.
Well, Brian, first of all, I had to dress up for your show because that's what Epic said. Well, I had to put the jacket on because I got to get dressed up for YouTube. So
at least it's not a red jacket. Yeah. I'm dope. I got
Yeah, so you're right. We don't ever go live on YouTube. We're audio podcast. It's, on all the podcast platforms. And I was just like, let's just go on. Let's talk about this. Let's see if we get some people. Because we really, obviously, by the time we do this and plug it on audio, it'll be the next day. And then I'm just like, you know what? Let's just see if he's live. And he's live. And we just go online. And he's just, the moment I got into the show, he immediately, Nemesis Prime, this. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Over the past week, it's just been, I've gotten so many followers, and it's just, I felt so big or whatever. But a lot of people have been complaining that what I posted because, well, it's like, well, you did your YouTube video, so you're doxing other people. If we didn't go live, like if Zach and Binkies and Jeff weren't on the show, none of that footage would be shown, right? So, people can't see of how much of a lunatic he is, how many times he's changed his story, and especially the fact that our video on YouTube is the only one where you actually see him showing off Billy's phone number. So everything else is just hearsay. Like people could say, "Oh yeah, he had it and he was
Like it
showing
never
off phone
happened.
numbers," but that's nowhere to be.
Well, that's an important
ours
thing.
is the only one.
That's a very important point that you're bringing up right now, because what he's doing right now is he's getting rid of all those old things, because out of nowhere, and you guys are just like me, you got as many as the screenshots as I did. Out of nowhere, after this happens and he blows up online, the screenshots start coming out of other accounts, things he was selling and things he was part of before getting into comics. These really weird videos, man, started popping up.
Yeah, like
weird
earbuds.
stuff.
I've seen like some giveaways for earbuds and random stuff. On
All
different
based
accounts and
on weird giveaway scams and stuff. Do you guys? Any of you guys have you looked into this? Have you heard anything about what this is and what he was doing before the comics part?
No. Yeah, well, I'll tell you. Listen. A lot of people. There's a lot of that. Listen. Let me say this the most politically correct, to be blunt. Either people hate me or love me. You know what I mean? You could call me the Dr. Frankenstein of this whole creation, because I basically did create this. I created this monster. This is a fact. I take ownership of this. If it wasn't for me, you guys probably wouldn't even know who the fuck he is. He did reach out to me with Super Show 1 in Long Island, New York. At the time, his Instagram was Lambo Monster. Yep. Pretending to drive Lamborghinis and doing raffles with Legos and Legos and selling Legos. And the first three times I said no, because I thought it was a fake account. It looked fake. But then he called me, talked on the phone, and asked me just for a chance. What am I gonna do? This is what I do. I preach to the young kids. I'm like, listen, I'll give you a chance. You want a chance? I'll give you a chance. And he paid I think it was $50 for a table. He came with his friend, set up, sold his Legos, met all the sellers, and then it started. And that's when, you guys seen, because I put anybody I could on Whatnot. We were growing. What happened? Did this?
No, you're good. I'm just showing people his.
I'm sorry. Okay. I see. Thank you. So I'm not as technically inclined anymore like you gentlemen.
No
so it was originally Lambo Monster. So gave him a chance, and then I just seen in him a person that wanted to do something with his life. And then he got into the comic books and stuff, and selling and going to shows and coming to more Long Island shows, and put him on Whatnot. And I was like, look, he introduced me to a beautiful man who, again, I don't believe anything that he says, because I think that he was trying to manipulate me. And he introduced me to a beautiful young man named Mike. You guys might know him as Collectors Cove Comics. Beautiful young man. And he lives down south. And he's a very good seller. And you guys know, Key King was in Florida. And we made the 4. It was my own creation way before there were Whatnot Wednesdays and groups. I decided, hey, if us 4 would do a show, and it was on a Thursday, and maybe other sellers would follow us too, and maybe link up and then do like a train. So once again, Dr. Frankenstein just meant well, guys. I just meant well, and Then this became bigger than what it was. And you guys seen I always had that verified badge, which you guys see this day and age, it means nothing because now they took all our real verified badges away, and now we got to pay for it on Facebook and what is it called? Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I don't pay. I'm not going to pay billionaires. I'm not going to pay to be fake. I'm real. I really earned my verified badge for being me. And so now you see like all these whatnot self-made influencers from the Whatnot app, and they have their little blue check marks and stuff. And okay, hey, good for you. That's great. If that makes you feel special, good. Fantastic. Good. But he always wanted one. So from what I seen that he proved to me, I gave him one. I called up and I was like, put the verified badge on his page. Do it. Okay, Nick. That's all they ever said to me. Okay, Nick. And it was done. And that's when he got his verified badge. And then he wanted to get into the variants. And once again, listen, you guys could look at video footage from great people. I know Bryan didn't do it, but I think Thorough and the other boys did videos. And then it was always like, if I listened to Nick GQ, I would be nothing. I would not have anything. So I did variants. And then he rants and raves. But there was a reason why I said don't do variants. Because you see, all the real collectors, they don't respect variants. Now, yeah, there'll come a time that there'll be really cool variants if they're original or if the art is beautiful. But nobody respects a gimmick. So when you become a gimmick seller, you lose respect. And that's when we had a little fallout. And then the Kyle thing happened. Yeah. And that was personal now with me. That's me being personally attacked. And I had to defend myself. And then he ends up pulling that nonsense to jump on the Kyle bandwagon with Danielle. So at the end of the day, I look at this as, damn it, the hell. Listen, we all know Danielle was trying to always set up people. She even tried to bring down Comic Tom. This is a fact. I don't know about any of that stuff, but... You're going to see it. You're going to see it all come out because I kid you not, the more and more as the days go that this kid's back is against the wall, there's a reason why Whatnot doesn't want to deplatform him. Because he'll start singing like a stool pigeon. You mark my words. There's a lot of stuff that's hidden that you guys don't know about.
Yeah, that's I think what a lot of people are worried about, which is very interesting. By the way, I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat. I love the trolls out there. I love the fake trolls even better. It's pretty hilarious when the fake trolls show up. You know what I mean? So the fake trolls show up, and we got to laugh at it. So. Obviously, there was some stuff going on. This guy, I don't think, was ever really into comics, right? He wasn't really into comics. This was always a money thing for him, right?
Well, and like I said too, there's nothing. You guys might not like this answer, but there's nothing wrong with that. If someone is going to do something for money, do it right, sell responsibly. You know, be reasonable with FMV and GPA. You know, not everybody has the passion. Like I know I love it, but
if you don't know those things that you just mentioned, like
I agree with you. That is a factual statement. Correct. Yeah. Does he know about that? No.
Yeah, because it sounds like his MO is to buy collections, sell off a collection, and then when he doesn't have collections, he'll run a couple variants.
You want to make money. You want to be cool. Let's face it. Maybe the kid wasn't cool in life.
Yeah.
You know, people aren't stupid. You could see people's criminal records. That's public knowledge. I don't need to tell you guys that you could see his criminal record. You could see Kyle's criminal record. I mean, that's another thing too. You're a felon. You do jail time, and you don't want to fight me by saying that I had fake cancer when I'm there dying and I have to walk around the rest of my life with a fucking plug in my goddamn chest. I think you're a lowlife.
I think that,
but I'm still a man. But I'm still a man now. I don't make threats about killing a person. That's a lie. But I'll fight you anytime.
Hey, can we hear from Binkies?
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Binkies has been quiet, just chilling with his dog the whole time. And Binkies started this all off. I blame Binkies.
I hear that a lot. World famous troll was, I believe, the exact phrase that was pinned for days on end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, to Nick's point, going back to GPA, I feel like if we look back to where all of this kind of starts, there was a post I made. This is back late August, early September. I think it was late August. I'm going to say like August the 23rd, if memory serves. I was sent a screenshot from one of Epic's sales, and it was a Spider-Verse book. It was the 1 in 10 Miles animation cover, and he has them there. FMV, $235. And things like that drive me bonkers, especially in the space of the app itself. No matter how you slice it, say you're Joe Blow, you're a new person, you open up that app, you look at the front page, and it lists popular shows, popular sellers. His name will pop right up. It's adding validity to lies, which is what my gripe in all of this really starts stemming from. It's the same reason that like this whole thing's kind of crazy and chaotic, but to me, that in and of itself is reason to be like, hey, dum knock it off or get off of here.
Yeah.
He had posted for multiple days that troll, world famous troll Binkies. And the first time, so when I made that initial post with the screenshot of the last 2 sales of a 9/8 slab, and I didn't post the raw because I know what the raw sold for, because guess who sold the last raw copy of that book?
You.
I think I probably know the FMV.
Yeah.
Right. Now there's certain reasons why gentlemen like Nemesis, who deserves to be a top guy, Comic Dunes, Jet Mazza, I know that young man. I keep calling him a boy because in my mind I know him as a boy. That young man, I watched him grow. That should be one of your top guys. Nemesis should be one of your top guys. But you want to know why? Because again, too, I never would sign a contract. And why would I sign a contract? I preach to all the young men and now women, but we're seeing, unfortunately, that there's women on that platform going for the wrong reason and going towards sexuality, which is, I am against that. But the thing is this, there's a reason why very, very knowledgeable men, with the exception, and I'm going to say this is a fact, with the exception, Russ at Mill Geek Comics, he deserves that top spot. That's a knowledgeable man. Like him or not, Comic Tom, he did build a platform, and whether you guys like it or not, we could be a fan, we could not be a fan. The kid made money. The young man made money way before Whatnot. Whatnot did not make him money. He made money way before Whatnot. And I'm not offending anybody. I'm just gonna say a point. I'm getting to a point, guys, but I have to say something to make you guys understand the point. And down the line, there were exclusive deals and exclusive contracts. And that exclusivity means that you cannot sell on other platforms. Now, why in 2023 would I ever sign an exclusive deal or drink the Whatnot punch and be forced, yes, I said it, forced to sell Whatnot variants and Whatnot cards? I don't believe in it, so why would I sell it? No, won't do it. I don't want to be on conference calls every Tuesday to tell me what time to go on, how long to sell for, when to do my giveaway, at what time to do my giveaway. Does that happen? Oh, yeah, it happens. Because this is the reason why it is a business. It is an app.
Well,
it must raise valuation. In order to raise an app's evaluation in business,
which they
you
did.
need to raise the average sale price per user. So they create these robots, they create the smoke and mirrors, they do all of this. This is why you see people with 30,000 followers, 25,000 followers, but they're nowhere to be found in the real world on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or in your mom's kitchen. They're nowhere to be found because it's Arizona. And hey, isn't it funny that Whatnot made a warehouse in Arizona?
Yeah.
Now, listen, for entertainment purposes only, sounds like a good story, right, guys? So, listen, there's a lot of eyes opening. A lot of eyes open when they deplatformed me. And then they would say, oh, he threatened people. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm still here walking, right? There was no threats. I said very loud and clear, like I keep saying, I'll fight any man. I'll fight any man. You say something stupid, you want to lie about me, you want to do some dumb stuff, you want to talk about my illness. I'm still, as long as I walk this earth, I will be a man. Now, I'm not condoning bullying. I'm not going around bullying anybody. I never would threaten anybody's families. God knows Bali is very, very lucky in life to have good parents to let him live in that house. But let me just say one thing. You don't act like a tough guy, especially when you're an ex-con and you served sentences and you did multiple DUIs and killed innocent lives and did some stupid shit, and then try to be Mr. Tough Guy over a computer and on a keypad, and then call the cops.
Here's the
when
problem.
you guys do that. That's a problem. I have a problem with that.
Social media has turned this world into a crazy place, and it is what it is nowadays, and we're going to deal with it on a regular basis. But there is something to be said about culture in places, right? And there is a culture when it comes to Whatnot that's just really, it's starting to it's headed south, right? We hear nothing about problems in other areas of the app. You know, the card world specifically, I've talked about for many times.
You got Fugazi stuff going on, Bryan. There's Fugazi stuff going on. That means fake, guys. That means scandalous.
Yeah.
Now, listen, you still have great sellers. Nemesis, are you still selling on Whatnot? Because I'm not on it anymore. You're still doing it? Binkies, are you on Whatnot?
Yep.
All right, so very nice. And I know like there's other nice guys. Breakout Daily does a nice show.
It's a great tool.
Hell Destroyer. Hell Destroyer does a very nice show. These are all reputable old school guys.
Yeah, but you know what the thing? So here's the thing. Let's get to the reason why Binkies and I are in this place too. Because so when Binkies, back to what Binkies was saying regarding Epic, he would start then making pop-up shows anytime Binkies went live because he didn't
mysteriously 7:45 every Thursday. At the same time, despite having nothing scheduled. Oh, Epic Nation pop-up giveaway show.
Yep.
And I'm waiting to see that to happen, because then that's almost like he's threatening us, because he's clearly he's already was threatening me.
He's not, gentlemen. He's not, gentlemen. Let me drop another bomb. He's being told to do so.
I don't think so, Nick.
He did the same. He did the same to us for a while too.
I could guarantee you that. I could guarantee you that. You think that he obviously doesn't have brains. There's a puppet master. There's a puppet master, and you gentlemen don't know a lot of stuff that goes on behind that scenes. There's puppet masters, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like Whatnot is in a upheaval. It's in a change, not an upheaval. It's in a change. I think it's changing so rapidly, and it's changed so much over the last 6 months because of how big it's gotten and how much money is flowing through there. I find it very interesting that the stuff we're hearing behind the scenes about this type of stuff, though. You're also hearing about things like shadow banning, like the shadow banning stuff. What do you guys think about that whole shit?
That is true. I don't want to interrupt, but I know this stuff. This is what I mean. I don't want to interrupt you guys, and if you guys feel interrupted, just say, Nick, please let me talk.
Yeah.
But I know this stuff, and to a point, yeah, that exists. So what they do is it's a robo matrix. So whom they consider their top people will be viewed more and put into because remember, it's built as an app and not only on a website platform, but also on a mobile platform. And with a mobile platform, you could put up sellers to a certain degree to appear and push out notifications. So yes, their protected sellers who drink the Whatnot juice are protected and pushed like a push notification. You see, you can't send push notifications for everybody. And when I left that platform, guys, you got to tell me this. Did they start charging for to promote shows? Is that option available?
Nick, who gives a shit though? This is not about whatnot shadow banning. This is about Epic and like all the shit that we're dealing with over the past week. Come on, Nick, seriously, I love you too, but come on, fucking let's get back to drama.
Right, but hear me out. This is
goddamn podcast is about.
That's right. But the drama is this: they still got this thief still on there. There's a bigger reason, guys.
Do you guys think that they're going to kick him off?
No.
I don't think so.
Well, let me pause that for a second. It depends. And I know everybody hates the "it depends" answer. I'm an IT worker, and everybody hates that answer when I give it to them in a workspace as well. So here's what it's going to take, point blank. And I will point blank say it to everyone here. If Nick is wrong, or excuse me, not Nick, I apologize. If Epic is wronged you, and you have concrete evidence, you have screenshots, you have conversation, you have any bit of information that is viable information, you have direct video footage of breaches of terms of service, anything that they can stand a legal ground to and say, well, Epic, here are these 4 things that explicitly you broke while using the app. They will get rid of him.
No, they won't, because I submitted over 127 proofs of evidence from 127 different individuals with 127 videos, screenshots, and whatnot legal. Still kept him on board, and I if you guys
that was then, this is now, Nick. Trust me.
Yeah, times have changed.
Yes. So now let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's
because my thing just happened January 3rd and 4th of 2023. So I really do hope that he's deplatformed.
I want to. Brian, did you guys see that Echo trailer, bro?
Hold on,
I enjoyed it.
So hold on,
bro.
So I want to talk I want to talk about Jack DeMeo because I know a lot of people are giving Jack shit and they're tagging him.
But he's in the chat too. I saw him.
I doubt it's him. It's probably his.
Is that Jack DeMeo?
But it's very interesting that he keeps getting tagged, and I think that his response was very interesting to me. I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, man, behind the scenes, if you want to talk about this and tell me something to say, if you want to come on the show, come on the show. I've always given you a platform in the past. You've done it." And basically, he's like, "Hey, man, the company is much bigger than what it was, and that stuff isn't happening anymore. If this is going to be dealt with, it's going to be dealt with internally with." Parts of the company that he's not even dealing with anymore. Jack's in a different position and a different role, and he's not going to deal with net. But what interests me is they've got to have a PR system.
They do, and if you guys listen to my, I made a video on Instagram, literally calling for help, literally an SOS. I named every single Whatnot executive working, including legal. And including down to PR. You guys could hear it. I called an SOS because listen, you don't want to help me. I don't care. They needed the sellers. I never needed Whatnot. But at this point, you got a thief now on the platform. I threw an "I told you so" out there because I warned them all, but I named every single one. And yet now it's been what, guys? 5 days, and he's still streaming.
Nemesis, what do you think about the fact that a lot of retailers have kind of are not only coming out and saying stuff, but do you think that the retailers are going to continue to work with the guy?
Well, I don't want to name names, but I saw that one of the retailers was supposed to do an exclusive with him and then dropped him based off of Instagram screenshots that I saw for some foil that they were supposed to do.
Glow in the dark.
Yes, I'm glow in the dark foil. So that's really interesting. I think you're going to see a lot less of people that are going to be working with him. And for the most part, for people that know comic books, if you know Comic Exposure, they're not the most reliable company. And then when he partnered up with them, I was just like, that's not really a great thing. And then he also partners up with Fury Comics, and Fury's a great guy here in the tri-state area. Like, I know Fury very well. He sets up in New Jersey shows, he sets up New York shows. Great guy. And I even said to him, I was like, yo, man, you're gonna get into some stuff with him. And lo and behold, it didn't took 3 variants between them two, maybe. But yeah. It's gonna be a lot less people. It's gonna be harder for him to do DC and Marvel stuff because of he's always splitting print runs. He's going to go back to the Do You Poos and the Pharaoh's Lounge because their print run is super low, and that's
you can do
inaffordable, you know, or affordable, I should say, not inaffordable, but that's what you're going to see him going back to, I think.
Yeah.
Well, in point blank, I'll say it. Merritt, if this finds it to you, don't entertain his business. Anybody, don't entertain his business. The biggest thing that we can do as a community, everybody out there that actually cares about comic books, loves comic books, independent of whatever Whatnot does. That's their choice. But use your voices, and more importantly, use your wallet.
Yes.
Put him out of business.
Yeah. What do you think about the people that are out there like, oh, now you're gatekeeping? What do you think about the people that are saying that, like, when it comes to that type of thing, you know, what you just said?
If people listen, if people want to spend their money and support a thief, that's on the people. Yeah. It's always about the people. It's the people who make or break us.
What I found very interesting was the fact that Billy from Queen City Comics basically said, I've never heard of this guy, you know, and that was very interesting to me also, to how he handled, like, you know, this isn't the type of shit that we deal with, you know, once it happens, we cut it off. And it's going to be interesting to see what other cons now cut him off. Now he's part of big cons. He's got a con coming up.
He's supposed
soon.
to be in LA.
Yeah. So what's going to happen there?
He's not a part of big cons. He's a part of the actual vendors. I think, who's he working with now? Big Time Collectibles and Comic Exposure. He's at their tables.
Yes, exactly.
He doesn't have his own booths.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
He may have one less
other
booth.
people's tables.
He should have one less booth. I'm surprised that a lot of people work with him still. You know what I mean? This has been behind the scenes, that there has been, like we've all said, there's been like stench behind the scenes with this for a long time, and it was just a matter of time that it took multiple people to come out and say something, because I think a lot of people were really worried that he was gonna release their information. You know, he's known to do that stuff. He's threatened them in other ways, which is also not a cool thing, because a lot of the people that he's taken advantage of are new. They're new into this. They're new sellers. They're new retailers. A lot of the old school guys are not going to deal with his bullshit.
Well, and you know, Brian, that's the funniest thing to me is one of his big things. It was, they're chasing the clout. They're chasing the clout. Dude, anyone who has been around me or my streams, clout is the last thing in the world that I'm trying to chase.
Yes.
If you listen to the words that come out of my mouth, I just don't care, and I'm starting everything cheap, and I want people to get good deals. I don't care about clout. I'm not here leeching on to look at my taco time or any other stupidity that's out there.
Yeah, Binky's is definitely one of the few people that, and I know, you know, I've been in this YouTube podcast community for, you know, 3 Men in a Basement, Lords of the Long Box. Now Zach and I do our podcast thing for a long time. And Binky's is one of the few people that I know that I met through Whatnot, and then it was through Instagram. Like, I didn't know Binky's, and then I've had personal interactions with him over the past 2 years, going to Baltimore. And yeah, Binky's not out there for clout because he doesn't even have a YouTube channel to go out there and make videos.
And that's the other. That's the other funny
and
thing.
Gentlemen, you guys are on Whatnot now. Obviously, when do your viewerships increase? Do they not still increase when you run a giveaway, and then all of a sudden the numbers immediately drop when the giveaway is over?
That's every show.
That's my
Josh
point.
Can attest to that.
This is my point, guys. This is my point. It's just manipulated bots.
But it creates even if it's not bots, let's just say that it's not bots, it creates this weird giveaway goblin mentality where it's just people that aren't going to spend any money on there, that are just jumping from giveaway to giveaway to giveaway. and it's not helping the product. It's causing more issues. And there's this weird scam that also runs with these giveaways. That's very interesting. That you can tell there's something that doesn't smell right with how they're doing these giveaways, and there's something going on there, but you just can't put your finger on it.
Yeah, we found Plushy Bear.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was very interesting. If you guys didn't see that, Plushy Bear or whoever Plushy Bear was sold those comics quite quick. James, you've worked with Epic in the past, right?
On one book, yeah.
What do you think about all this?
I mean, I'm not entirely surprised. Obviously, me and him have a little bit of history too. I've spoken out on him before. Similar to like what Binkies was saying, like all of a sudden you start running shows the same time as you. It's the exact same thing happened with me. He'd see I have a show listed and he'd move his time slot back an hour and a half to start the same time, whatever. Yeah. It's just who he is. None of this surprises me, not even a little bit. We did one book with him. I finally met him. Jonathan had talked to him a few times before that. And he seemed nice enough. And then the first time I actually met him, I was kind of, I remember telling Jonathan, like, I just don't like the dude. I get a weird vibe from him. I don't know what it is about him, but I don't trust him. You know,
James, if you've seen the videos that I've seen, there's plenty of good reasons to have a weird vibe.
So we did one book with him, and that was kind of the end of it after that, because I didn't feel comfortable working with him anymore. And Jonathan's like, all right, cool. If you don't, then I don't. And, you know, we respect each other like that. So that was the end of it.
Yeah. There's such a weird energy lately in this part of the world, man. It's very interesting, and we're seeing where the market is going. I think a lot of people are scared. A lot of people are tightening their purse strings. A lot of people aren't doing as many variants as they were doing in the past, and there is definitely no space in this community for people that are gonna fuck other people over in this time. Yeah. So much respect to the Comic Com guys, Binkies, Nemesis, Milton, Jeff. You guys did a great job in kind of like putting a spotlight on this. It was very impressive. It was much fun to watch. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And I got to give you shit, Nemesis, for now you're jumping into the video game world. What are you doing, bro?
Dude, it's wild. I literally cleared out a shelf of all like Blu-rays and 4Ks, and now it's become like my video game shelf. So
nice.
And I was on Heritage auctions the past 2 days. I was trying to win some cool stuff, but that was I missed out. And I was on Whatnot before, while you were live and I wasn't. And I picked up a couple sealed PS2 games for on the cheap.
Yeah. I think that it's going to be very interesting the next couple months to see how this all plays out. More and more people are going to be coming out about this. There's more and more people. I mean, every show that somebody does, there's live updates of people getting text messages and crazy stuff. And more importantly, I think that there's going to be a lot of eyes on this Signature Series stuff. Have you guys heard anything about that? I don't think we really got too much into that. Nemesis or Binkies or James?
I've heard a lot of things in the past 3 days.
Yeah, what do you think?
A lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear them.
I don't have permission to totally share those quite yet. I have to strip some email addresses out because unlike some folks that are comfortable doxing people, I'm not.
Yeah, good.
I too have a lot of knowledge, but I signed a non-disclosure
NDA
agreement.
Yeah, that's great.
But rest assured, the information that's come to me, I'm actually in the process of compiling a fairly lengthy email to Trust and Safety because, I didn't like when he, quite frankly, passive aggressively bullied the Hive guys. I didn't like it when he did it to me, but at the same time, I don't really care. Whatever, man. The people who buy books from me aren't the people that buy books from Epic. I'm just going to be real for a second.
Yep.
I run Real Books. He runs Garbo.
Yeah.
Not the same crap.
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about that whole variant, that retailer variant world. it has taken some major hits lately, man. The market is falling on a lot of these things. People are getting back into older books, back issues, books from the 70s and 80s, and they're getting back into collecting this older stuff. I think this wave is starting to end on the exclusive world, and people are starting to look at it as kind of cheesy in a major way. What do you guys think?
I think that's a two-parter, because I think people getting back into the older books is because they've come, they're reachable again. Like if you look at Hulk 181 and stuff like that, and the drops it's seen, and there's books out there that I've wanted for years that have been inaccessible that are now kind of starting to become accessible again. You know, this correction that's going on is pretty cool. Now, as far as variants, yeah, I mean, you're going to see some weaker retailers that don't have a huge customer base and haven't built up something cool, and you know, that are pumping out bullshit covers,
and they're gonna get screwed on it though. That's what I don't understand.
And those guys are gonna, I don't think they'll last, but you know, you've got retailers that still do good art-based covers, and you know, have created collector bases around the artists they work with, that they'll do fine. You know, Sean will do fine because, you know, from Comics Elite, because he's built an entire world around the artists that he's used, you know, that he uses and he works with. We'll be fine. We're always finding artists that people have never heard of before. You know, it's stuff like that that'll keep, you know, some of us retailers will do fine through this whole thing, some won't. But I mean, that being said, we don't have any plans on doing any more variants for the next 2 or 3 months. There's just nothing good enough coming out that we want to drop our money and be involved with.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. It's a weird situation right now for sure. And some people won't come out of the back end of this. Some stores will close down. Some retailers won't be doing what they're doing. And, you know, for the rest of us that survive it and are doing stuff the right way, then that's good for us in the long run. I hate to say it, but it's good for guys like Bird City and guys like us that do stuff the right way, because we'll come out the back end and be stronger for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's going to draw more eyes to your product because it will be legitimately different. You know, I feel like we live in this variant space now. We need a counter for how many ASM 300 variants come out in a week.
Yeah.
If there isn't a Twitter page for that, somebody take my idea and make that an actual Twitter page of this week. There are X number of ASM 300 variants.
Yeah.
You know, to me, variants have always been about the art and artists and things like that. You know, I mentioned in my streams, if you guys have been in them before, I started collecting like heavily in the late 2000s. So it was like that weird period where things had still kind of crashed back down, but were kind of coming back up because you just had Captain America and Iron Man and all that good stuff. But you weren't inundated with variants at that point. You could find stuff, but they were actual variants. If you're looking for an exclusive, there legitimately were 1,500 of them. There was maybe 2 or 3 people at a convention. You could go and find it. Those, if you look, those still hold value. This mass-produced, we got to slap a cover because it's just a gigantic advertisement for us, which is, you know, the world that we live in with an unknown. I don't see that lesson that long. That people are going to cannibalize each other, and eventually there's going to be 4 or 5 big hubs.
That's what I mean by like the whole world around the retailer exclusive game. I feel like it's just it's causing all these people, these newer retailers, these newer business people, these newer people that are into the hobby because they got into it because they saw somebody else is making a bunch of money on retailer exclusives. They went, I'm going to get into that game and I could just print whatever and sell it. And it just, I think it's such a crab in a bucket mentality, right? Everybody's stealing each other's ideas. Half the time you're not even putting anything in the book anymore. Like, there's people out there that are doing cool things that, like, I really like what Billy is doing in Economics and Comics with this speechless stuff that he's doing. I think that's cool. But there's other guys out there that are not putting anything in the interior. You know what I mean? And they're creating these exclusives, and it's become this way to just sell a bunch of books at a con and telling people, oh,
wow, Brian, are you calling my book out?
Well, listen, man, it's just the way it is. It's fine, the truth. You know what I mean? And creates this crab in the bucket mentality of people are just going to steal ideas. Hey, look what everybody's doing right now with the foil, crab in the bucket mentality. Hurry up and run and get a foil variant. You know, let's print some DC and Marvels all over it. And they're going, hey, we're going to start reprinting Batman 181 now. We're going to start reprinting, and we're not going to call them facsimiles because we're going to have new guys do new covers on them and put some foil on them, and we're going to sell them. And it's just
now they're putting racial epithets in a book to get people to read.
Well, controversy
right?
sells. Controversy sells.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Bryan, can I ask you, what do you think about all of these Mexican variants that are popping up, which are just people buying cover art and making their own whatever?
I think it's ridiculous. There's this guy on.
What are you calling a variant, bro?
Yeah. There's this guy on eBay, Imagination Inc., that we've been calling out. That's been doing that for a long time now, man. Yeah. And he has been printing out covers that he calls super rare variants, and then he'll find the original book and put the guts in it and sell it. And people, he's selling multiple books a week for high prices of dollars and just get screwing people. That's why we need to call these people out, right? That's what Drama Alert was created for, to call these people out and also have fun doing it. So that's why I'm all over this Epic thing. I think the guy is he showed.
But what truly happens next, guys? What truly happens next? Because is that Hive?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a good company. I didn't even see that. I can't see. I realized right now. I'm so sorry I didn't say hello to you. That's a goddamn good company. But let me tell you this though. But what do we do now? What do we do?
Well,
you got now
talking about it.
3, 4, 5, four good guys. What happens now? How does this guy get off the app? What will it take from Whatnot to really be a company that has a standard?
So to me, like I said,
for hearsay, okay, fine. I miss you guys all the time. I miss bullshitting with everybody and having fun and joking around and being Mr. Energy. But I mean, they come and find me on TikTok. They come and find me on Instagram. Everything is cool. But how does Whatnot get rid of this now? What's gonna do?
I'll tell you how Whatnot gets this fixed. When you bring in someone that knows how to run a company, put them in charge of the comic division, have no ties to comic books whatsoever. It's just a businessman.
Well, I gotta back you up on that. I gotta say something.
Just a businessman, and if he doesn't like what he sees on the platform, he kicks people off.
And Logan, you guys might not know this. Grant LaFontaine, Logan Head, those are your two guys. They're very, very, very smart businessmen. Very smart.
Yeah,
what
but
the hell's going on, guys? Who's holding you guys back is my question to you guys. Who's holding you guys back? At the end of the day, and this is going right out to Grant and Logan, who's controlling your strings, guys? Because the Grant and Logan would just put their foot down and say, "Get off my app."
You would need somebody that nobody fucking knows.
To this guy?
You know what I mean?
That's what I got to say.
You would need somebody in the comics division that nobody fucking knows.
I think that there was just people that were grandfathered in when they first started, and I think that for whatever reason that carries some weight over there, and I think that they're probably, let's be honest, I think like every other corporate area or corporate business, they have a HR policy where it's really hard to fucking to get rid of.
Nobody grandfathered. Look at me. No one's grandfathered. If I could go, anybody could go. If I could go, anybody could go. There's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way.
The money that he's supposedly bringing in on that app, right?
What happened?
Isn't he bringing a ton of money and a ton of selling a ton of items on that app? Is he?
Sure. Consigning, sure. Same thing. How Danielle does a great job, and Tom does a great job, and Jeff, Golden Age Guru, and Comic Dunes is doing good. But at the end of the day, this is now a thief. Let's call it black and white. Let's be blunt. We now have a thief. This is caught. This is seen. You see it. Let's even go one step further. Let's talk about terms and services. Page 1. Bryan, you got the terms and services I sent you? bring him up on the screen. This man, young man, Epic, Bali, whatever you guys want to call him, has violated 39 points of terms and service through his live videos on Whatnot, ranting and raving and smoking his hookah. Guys, last I checked, it does say no smoking, right, on the Whatnot terms and service.
It does.
You have to be nice, be kind, be friendly, no bashing, harassing, defamation, slander. He's done this to me. He's done this to Mike, Collectors Cove Comics before me. He's done this now to Sub-07 Comics presently, live on the Whatnot app. But why is he so untouchable? See, a lot then must have changed when I leave in 1 year. What made him so untouchable?
I don't know, man.
And what is Whatnot truly scared of? Because they know his psychological behavior. He's gonna start singing like a stool pigeon the day he's off platform.
Do you really think that he has that? I mean, Nick, I know you
No.
do.
No.
Pinky's and Nemesis and Josh and Red Hood and Hive. Do you guys think that there is some type of weird thing going, like Nick's saying?
I think Whatnot is just trying to find a potential legal standard. I mean, in the Nick situation, the explicit reason given, and I understand it, is they didn't want to be held liable if violence were to occur.
Yeah.
So regardless, consented upon or not, they didn't want to potentially be held liable because that will completely take the company and tank it at that point.
Based on hearsay and snipped up.
Oh,
whatever
no argument on that front. I don't know for sure.
And that still violates me. But hey, listen. Look at how the app declined from when I left from last year. Now look at what's going on. It's a goddamn shit show.
What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
So I think what's the thing is, and it kind of goes back to what Nick said a little bit, how he wouldn't sign a contract and get involved and have all these phone calls and stuff like that. I think that the reason why they won't let him go is because he has to have something on them. And if they let him go for some wrong reason, he's going to spill the beans on them or sue them for something, and then it will get into more of a problem.
You can't sue Whatnot because the second that anybody signs up on Whatnot, anybody could take out their phone and try to make an account. The new terms of service, and it was also in the last terms of service. They updated their new terms of service when they had to get me out, but when they took me out, let's put it that way, you cannot sue them. It's very clear. You cannot sue. You can only go to arbitration. You could only go to arbitration, but you can't sue them in court. It can only be through arbitration. Trust me, guys. I know for a fact.
Do we know?
There's got to be something that they have on that he has on them. That's why they're not letting him go.
That's correct. Oh, he's got a lot on them. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, a lot. A lot.
Are they sucking each other's dicks or what, bro? You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck, bro? I don't give a fuck. This motherfucker stole books. Let's talk about this motherfucker that stole these fucking books, bro.
I just don't
give
think
a fuck about all this other shit, dude.
So, in my opinion, they just don't care.
Yeah.
And we've been, well, not me, because I was over this conversation like 6 months after I joined Whatnot, but like for the past year and a half, everyone's just been like, oh, what does Whatnot need to do to fix themselves? Well, it's been a year and a half and they haven't done anything to fix themselves. So I don't know why everyone thinks that they're going to do anything to fix anything that they have going on ever.
From Whatnot's standpoint as well, I mean, if you look at the numbers, they've grown users, they've grown financially, they're growing sales, they're growing categories. Yeah. Why do they think they need to fix anything?
Exactly. And that's what I think. I think that they've gotten just too big. Like, I don't think this is on their radar. I think Jack what he was saying is pretty much on the ball, that what has happened over the last year and a half, 2 years, they've grown so big. They've probably brought in, other companies that run all their HR stuff now, and you know how that's what happens when you go big in corporate like that. Everything changes. And I think that's what it is. I don't think this is on their radar. I think there
was 4 categories when I first started selling in 2021, maybe. And now you go on the app and it's categories of subcategories, and
You can
there's
buy
everything.
a car on Whatnot at this point. Like
food.
Yeah, that's right. They laughed at me when I brought in food and drink. They laughed at me, and I told them never fucking laugh at me. Never fucking laugh at me. Food and drink and cosmetics and health and beauty. Listen, there's a lot of things you guys don't know.
But what's
there's a lot of
interesting
things you guys don't know.
is that it came from a collectible beginning, right? Shoes and Funkos.
Yeah, it's QVC.
Yeah, it's QVC for collectibles. That's where it came from, and I think that's why we care so much about it. And we also care about it because, that's one thing that they did is they kind of came to a lot of the, whether you want to call them influencers or just people who were doing things on social medias, they kind of went out to those people and they searched out those people to begin with. And I think that's so far off now because it's open to the public for the most part. Anybody can sell on there, right? Anybody can sell on there for the most part. I mean, it's
So when you create an account now, there's actually a little checkbox that says, "Do you want to sell on the app?" And you can just check the box when you set up an account now.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, bro, I just got an alert that says the new Madam Web teaser trailers imminent. The release.
Good.
Didn't we hear that like 3 months ago?
Do you feel a shift coming with these movies?
Yeah.
I mean, the shit is on, dude. Echo.
We're going to get into it. Don't worry. We're done with all this. I get it. Bro.
Hey, you better go digging for some back issues, man.
I get it. Hey,
listen, at the end of the day, though, seriously,
yeah.
Whatnot's not going to do anything for the people that are watching this live and the people who are watching on the rewind. Whatnot's not going to do anything. It really now comes down to all these retailers, like Bryan had the question before. If less retailers work with him, then that just makes him disappear slowly and slowly. And now even, I'm from, like, you guys are all over the place. I'm from, and Nick is local too. But like, I go to all these shows in New York, New Jersey. I've seen him at the normal monthly shows that they have here in New Jersey 3 times a month, or I've gone out to the Queen's Comics show, or Street Side Anthony show. Like, I've been to all these little shows that he shows up at and haggles the shit out of people. And multiple times I've met him previous, and he still doesn't know who I am. And I've introduced myself, but now people are going to just be on his eyes, or he may not even be allowed to go into any of these shows. Like the guy who runs the 3 shows here in North Jersey, like, I'm curious to see if he will even let him in.
That's what the important part is.
And that's what I think needs to happen as well. So 2 things need to happen. Number 1, again, if you have evidence that this man broke TOS, you have footage, clips, photos, anything, please, and I beg you guys, I'm begging you, please reach out to trustandsafety@whatnot.com. Send that information. Send whatever you have. Now, that's number 1. And then number 2, if you're a promoter, if you know a promoter, if you know somebody over here on the East Coast, send that man's photo. Tell them what happened. Do not let him in your show. Blackball him. Take out his ability to actually get inventory.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing that I suggest also. If you are a retailer, or even if you're just a collector and you want to, you like selling books, or you like doing exclusives, whatever. There's a lot of people out there that get into the exclusive game. If you're going to get involved in this, write up some contracts. Figure out how to write up a simple contract. The contracts will save you so much. Not all these people are your friends. They might seem friendly. They might come off as friendly. They're not your friends. You're just another mark to them. You're just another, rung up on the, Ponzi scheme for them. They're using you to pay the guy before that they owe, 3 people before you. And
that's why I'm shocked you had Danielle on this show, Bryan. But listen, your show.
Hey, man, I'll come out and say it. I've said it before. I think Danielle has been working her ass off. I think Danielle has put her head down. I think that she got lumped in originally with a lot of bullshit, and I think she's tried to keep her head out of that. I have a lot of really good friends and good allies that have worked with her over the last year and a half and have said everything has been on the up and up, and that working with her has been better than working with a lot of the normal people they work with. So it's all over that. And it's also,
she has a great business acumen. That is 100%. She does. She does. It's good, but let's just not forget certain things. Let's just not forget certain things.
we'll see how it all plays out. I think now that more and more people are coming out and saying stuff, that's also an important thing. And they always say when these scams happen to let people know about it so it doesn't happen to anybody else. These scams are happening in the retailer community. Don't let that happen to other retailers too. So that's what I'll say. Make sure you guys go follow these guys. Follow Nick GQ on his IG. Follow him on his TikTok. Follow him on all his social medias. You guys can find him. Make sure you're following Nemesis Prime and the Comic Con podcast crew. Make sure you're following Binky's. Follow his sales on Whatnot. All these guys are doing great things, and I respect the hell out of them. So keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, guys. Go get some sleep. We're going to get into the rest of the show, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks.
Peace.
out, guys.
All right. Very interesting stuff here, man. Very interesting stuff. Before we get out of drama alert, we have got to let David Lee Roth, tell everybody how to handle this stuff, right? I mean, there's only one way to handle drama in your life. And David Lee Roth knows how to handle that stuff. Let's do it.
Can you hear me out there? Hey, man, don't be squirting water at me. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend, pal.
All right, now we are back. Hood, I love you, brother. I love you.
I couldn't take it anymore, bro. I'm sorry, Brian. I know it's your show, dude. But god damn it, dude. I don't give a fuck if he's not on the platform, bro.
I know.
I'm not trying to be mean. What the fuck happened, dude? I felt like somebody was stabbing shit in my eyes, bro. Like,
well, my internet.
I couldn't believe it.
So
I was like,
I was a
bro,
little.
it's like he went to sleep from the show me and Thorough did, and woke back up and started talking again, bro. Like, what the fuck, dude? This dude and his buddy stole at a con. Like,
his coworker.
When did this shit come out? Like, I'm not on the app anymore, and like I trained him. What did you teach him how to steal, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Well. It's
a fucking Jedi Master?
Jedi Master, brother. Jedi Master. So
oh my god.
Josh.
Oh.
I'm glad you're here, brother. There was some interesting stuff that we're gonna talk about here in a second, but while I have you guys here, we're gonna Hood, are you ready, bro?
I got a headache, dude.
I know, dude. I feel
dude, that motherfucker talks a lot, dude.
Dude, Nick GQ is Nick GQ, bro. He even said it. Some people can handle his style. Some people can't. That's who he is, dude.
But like
that's Nick GQ,
bro. 2022 stuff, dude. This is 2023.
That's Nick GQ, bro. That's the way it is. All right, Hood, you ready, bro?
What happened? Oh hell!
I see everything that you are. I always have. So much pain in you. So much rage. Rage that you can't contain it.
I gotta replay that.
same. So, who's the monster?
What do you think, Hood?
All right, bro. Where's this shit been, dude? Where's this shit been? Right? Right?
Yeah.
Somebody said, you know what? Fuck it. Go get those guys that made that Netflix shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what really
go get them. Fuck it.
What really
Go get 'em.
surprises me is they this
That
came
looks
out.
like the Netflix.
It does.
That looks like it's a spinoff from the Netflix
Daredevil,
episodes,
yeah.
man.
Yep. Well, I mean, Disney Plus did put in all the Netflix shows into the library, so you can watch the Netflix.
Yeah, that's why I tripped out. It's like, oh, he's too violent, but they got all the violent shows on fucking Disney Plus
Yeah.
right now. Like,
Yeah.
like, that's the shit. Like, as fans, we're expecting, right? But something happened. Like I don't know if it's woke or whatever, but like, honestly, what I from Hawkeye, like, we needed that Echo, the one we just saw in that trailer, and that Kingpin, because that's the Kingpin from the Netflix. The one that came out in Hawkeye, bro, no. So something changed, and money usually does that. You know, it's like, fuck it, give the fans what they want. Let them chop off the heads or whatever. Yes, yes, give that to us. You see the bloody hands? That's what we wanted to see from Vincent D'Onofrio, bro. Like, they fucking castrated him in the fucking Hawkeye show. Like, Kingpin's supposed to be a fucking badass, dude. In the comics, he's larger than life. I mean, it's like, and then you castrate him on that Hawkeye. I just didn't understand it. But this looks like something like brand new and fresh, and it just feels like the Marvel stuff we were used to. I hope it's like that. I text Josh earlier, man. I hope and pray it's good. I know I've talked a lot of shit about Echo and all that. I hope this is good. I can't take all this. It's like listening to Nick GQ, bro. I can't take it. Bro.
They're gonna drop all episodes at once, which is good. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna finish that shit in a day.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Dude, they should drop all the shit like that. That's what people want. They want to be able to watch it when they want to. That's why we're paying money. So we can watch it when we want, not when you want us to watch it.
This is also
that's
good
not
too.
customer service, dude. This is fucking bullshit.
Echo producer says main character won't have her quote lame comic powers.
Oh.
Who's the producer?
Maya Lopez.
Who's the producer?
Don't
Don't tell me he was one who was a producer on Secret Invasion, because he had no room to talk shit.
Man. Well, we'll see. However, in Echo, she will have something entirely because according to Echo producer Sidney Freeland, those powers are lame. Maya can perfectly replicate someone's physical movements and fighting style after seeing them once, granting her the ability to have a variety of weapon proficiencies and martial skills at a moment's notice. Wow, he calls those
Holy
lame?
Holy shit. Someone that knows source material. Like, oh my God, what a concept, Brian.
He says her power in the comic books is that she can copy anything, any movement, any whatever. It's kind of lame, Freeland told press at the event of the trailer release. I will say that is not her power. I'll just kind of leave it at that. But here's the thing. Is it really? He's shitting all over. He's shitting all over the what we want, what we like. How is that a lame power?
Well, yeah. Let's see what happens. Like, it was very open ended on the what.
I'll leave it. Yeah,
of it is,
yeah, that kind of seemed weird. What are you talking about? Hold on. At first, it sounded like, okay, we're gonna give you what you want, but like her shit sucks, so it sounds like they're gonna change something.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm fine with the changes as long as it's good.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
yeah.
I mean, her powers aren't. It's not like making a Superman TV series or movie and saying, "Oh, by the way, he can't fly."
Yeah.
Like, it's different.
I don't want him
You
wearing
can't
that
learn
cape.
stuff quickly. Like that's a little different than like a superpower. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I just hope it's good, and I hope if it
We
is
need
good,
it to
a
be
million
good,
people-
dude.
I hope 1 million people watch it every day, and they go, okay, this is actually what people want. They want it closer to the Netflix stuff. They want it darker. They want it grittier, and they keep going down that path. And if they get the views, if it gets the views, then cool. Maybe they'll
That's
keep doing
how
it.
all the street level stuff should be. It
Yeah,
should
exactly.
be. It should
Mhm.
be gritty and
Bro,
and
the street level stuff we've been getting is Sesame Street, bro.
Well, it makes me wonder what the whole Daredevil thing was that they canceled, right? Because if
Yeah.
they're going back to the street level stuff of what we want from Daredevil, that means that the Daredevil stuff was really fucking bad.
Yep. And the Punisher shit.
Well,
we need more of the
Daredevil, he didn't
Punisher
show up
shit.
until like episode 4, right?
Yeah.
I got some other interesting stuff to talk about. This blew me away. They're going to be doing a live action Gargoyle series. What?
So is this true again? Because like there was a rumor that this was happening, and it was
Yeah, there was a rumor.
debunked that it wasn't happening, and now it's happening again. Or
Well, this was 2 days ago. Collider, which is usually, gives decent stories from what I mean. I used to love going to Collider back in the day and finding out all the cool movie news information. But it says here, after almost 30 years, the ancient Viking spell that has bound heroic creatures of the night is about to be broken as the cult classic Disney afternoon series Gargoyles is getting a live-action reboot. Created by writer Greg Weisman, Gargoyles debuted on the popular animation block Disney Afternoon in 1994, airing for a total of 3 seasons and 78 episodes. Given how popular superhero adaptations have become in film and television during recent years, it's somewhat surprising that Disney hasn't made a live-action Gargoyles project already. There were even recent rumors circulating that Kenneth Branagh was attached to direct a feature film, but those claims were later debunked by Greg Weisman. So, it says here that being very early in development, the live-action Gargoyles does not currently have a release date or a release window. The good news is the series showrunner Gary Dauberman is able to get the ball rolling on pre-production now with the WGA strike has ended. The bad news is that filming the live-action Gargoyle series won't be able to begin until the SAG-AFTRA strike is finally resolved. So there you go. Pretty interesting. I don't want a fucking live act. I mean, do you guys think a live action Gargoyles is going to be cool? Isn't that kind of the cool thing about Gargoyles was that it was animation?
I mean, I guess it could probably be dope, but are they going to spend the money to
make it look cool?
Yeah, like I mean, you can make it look as amazing as you want, but you got to fork over the money to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because look at how long it took them Netflix to get anime right, like a live action anime.
Yeah.
Like it took forever.
Yeah.
And then
all I know is they got to get Brad Pitt.
Yeah, but they've already used some like big IPs already, and to backpedal and say, oh, we're gonna make it again, like, and just keep on trying until we do it right. Like I don't like that move either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is one of those I'll believe it when I see it things.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat. We've got Omni-Man trailers. So if you remember, Mortal Kombat added all those extra playable characters. And Omni-Man from the Invincible universe was one of them. Let's check out a trailer of his moves. That was always the funnest part about Mortal Kombat, is when you got it home and then you went on the internet later on and downloaded all the moves and you just tried them out for every character for like 2 days. Let your brother play the character that you beat up on, and he always got pissed.
The realms are mine.
You guys can't hear that. Can the audience hear that? Hopefully the audience can hear that.
Oh.
Good would your death accomplish.
Inspiring future generations to oppose you.
That looks pretty freaking badass. I always loved Mortal Kombat gameplay. It was always the best.
Oh, Tekken was my favorite still.
I hated Tekken, dude. I never understood
Really?
why people
Tekken.
like Tekken. I hated Tekken.
I love it because you can go.
Calibur.
Yep. Josh says what's up.
It looks dope though, man. It's really cool. If anybody's out there stoked about this, bad voice acting, says Liger Style. Yeah, there's always bad voice acting in these games. I'm the type of person.
That's like that's half the fun of the game too. Is the bad voice acting.
Yeah. I'm always the person also that watches all the the story mode on YouTube, even for games I don't play.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll watch all these play out, on YouTube eventually. Anybody playing the new Spider-Man game that's here? No?
No, that's PlayStation only, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an Xbox guy. So.
I bought a PlayStation. I still haven't fucking picked it up, man.
The one you won?
Well, I won a PlayStation. Yeah.
If I could play it, I would, but I can't.
I haven't had time, dude.
The first Spider-Man is on Steam now, so you can play it through PC. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Miles one comes out next, and then eventually, the Spider-Man 2 will release.
Can you kick the shit out of Joe Biden in this Mortal Kombat? That's what I saw.
I don't think Joe Biden's a character, bro.
I could have sworn it said Biden.
That's a missed opportunity.
Trump.
They did political figures in Mortal Kombat.
Do you remember in NBA Jam when you could play as political figures like Bill Clinton and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I remember NBA Jam.
All right, that's dope.
Yeah, look at that. That's a crazy fatality right there. Holy shit.
Finish him.
Look at that shit. Damn.
Oh, too violent.
Speaking about controversy. Go ahead.
Before we move on to that, did anyone watch the first episode of season 2 Invincible?
No, not yet.
I have not.
Is it good?
It's good. I'll leave it at that.
I need to watch it.
Well, speaking of political controversy, we kind of got a little political controversy going on. In a way, shout out to Hood. I'm getting ready for stuff today, and I get a text from Hood, and it's a link to Ethan Van Sciver's show. And what do you know? He's talking about our show last night. So check this out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Hold on here. I would have never had the idea, never knew this was happening if Hood didn't send me a link. But look at this. There we go. Ethan Van Sciver talking about the Hot 10 show. So we talked about this book last night on the Hot 10, controversial book, and it was very interesting, the conversation we had about it. You guys know me. I'm always up for conversation. Sometimes conversation doesn't go the best way. Sometimes the internet fucks with you and, gives you issues. And sometimes, things just go awry. But I'm always down for conversation. I always love to have, conversations. I'm even the asshole that wants to talk about politics and religion. You know what I mean? And I feel like almost any conversation can be had with the right type of person and people that are willing to have the conversation. So I thought it would be interesting to talk about, and I jumped on to even Drunken Chat after the show and to talk about it with Lucas and Remo and see what they thought about it. Who else was on Drunken Chat last night with us? So it was Lucas, Remo, Mel. I think that was just it. And anyway, so I just thought it was an interesting conversation, and they talked about it on the show. They didn't trash us too bad or anything. They just kind of laughed about it and And I said, you know what? And I put a comment in there. I said, I think we'd love to have conversations about this and see what, what is the story about? Why is the reason of doing it? Is it just a joke? Is it just to show that controversy sells? And is it what is it? And I think I'm always open for that stuff. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, there you go. The hot 10. And poor Brad Selden. Brad Selden made a comment about like, I can't believe you guys are talking about this book or something. And Ethan saw it and I was like, started talking shit about Brad Selden. And I'm like, oh no, poor Brad. Poor Brad.
Real quick, someone told me like whenever you're playing sound through a video or whatever, it's only coming out of one side.
Okay. Yeah, man, fucking StreamYard had really fucked up some shit with audio, and I don't know what it is. So, hopefully.
But we sound fine, is what I was told.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll eventually figure it out. The controversy is that the N-word is used pretty freely, and they were originally going to censor the N-word out in the story, and that's, I guess, that's what they did or they're doing. And Ethan,
they originally did.
Yeah,
they
for
originally
Cool Story Bro. Yeah. Ethan put out a book, or is putting out a book called Cool Story Bro that has a bunch of it's like an anthology book, I think, of a bunch of different stories. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not 100% sure on all this. So I would love to know exactly. I don't want to put words in these guys' mouths. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. See what's the reason for it and why is it happening and that type of stuff. So, yeah.
Does he strike you as the kind of guy that would want to have a conversation?
I think that Ethan is definitely the type of guy that's down to put his point across. That's for damn sure. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have a YouTube show. He wouldn't be willing to go on, Tim Pool's show and talk politics. And Ethan definitely, a lot of those guys, that's what they want. They want to talk about this stuff. That's what they want to do. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. That's why I asked. That's why I put after the show, after Ben put the book out. By the way, you guys, none of us know what Ben's putting out until 2 hours before the show or 3 hours before the show. And I get a list of the books, and Ben was kind of like, hey, should I, there's a controversial book that's selling. Should I put it on the list? And everyone's like, yeah, man, just because it's controversial doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it. And then people kind of got mad that, and so I put it out. I said, should we even talk about this? Should we even bring this up? Should this even be a conversation to being had? And some people don't think so. Some people are like, no, why platform it? Don't platform it. It's hate. Don't platform it. Do we know it's hate? I mean, are they doing it for some type of protest? Are they like, what is the reason they're doing it? I don't know that, right now.
I'd rather have the conversation than being left in the dark about it.
Yeah. So, and Stein will never not, if he thinks a book, whether it's controversial or not, he put the acetate book at #1 that week. He put, the black book, right, that has the lynching covers, the crazy lynching covers, right? Everybody was going crazy about that book, talked about that book. Books, controversial books sells. Controversial stuff sell on the regular all the time. So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I thought it was interesting. And it is what it is. All right. That being said, let's get into what I wanted to talk to Josh about. Josh.
I'm curious.
An Ombre Aranya sold. Right?
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, the wedding issue sold. A wedding issue
Congrats
sold.
on your pickup. I'm just joking.
No, it wasn't me.
No. What was the? Did you? It was the. Was your big flip the wedding issue?
Mhm.
It was, right?
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
Like we're probably coming up on the 1-year anniversary, actually.
Yeah.
It was probably it was either sometime in November or sometime in December. It was right at the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we were joking. It was like the flip of the year by that point.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And you sold that book for how much?
To $35,000.
$35,000. It was graded. Was it graded? What was it graded at?
6.5.
A 6.5. It was graded at a 6.5. How about a raw selling for $3,500?
I know. I knew that book was listed, but like with a price that high, I'm always the guy that like thinks that no one would ever go that low. So, but then I also said when you think about it, you got to realize that the person is from Peru. There's definitely a little bit of like money difference exchange wise, and like even $3,500 is a shit ton of money like in Peru. So
yeah. What so that do you know the seller or did this just something?
No, I have no idea who that random guy is in Peru.
Man, doesn't it kind of make you mad that you didn't offer him something?
It doesn't make me mad. I mean, it makes me realize that now because like I sell stuff, so like that would be like when I had my book listed for $35K. Like if someone would have sent me like a $10,000 offer, and I would have been like, "Ha, eat shit!" Like, no. So like I feel bad when I send like lowball offers like that, but I mean, shit. If I would have known that they would have took that, I would have. So I guess now I know.
From the
Yeah,
library.
the stamp's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's cool, dude. It's got a library stamp on it. That's awesome. Doesn't look like it's in terrible condition. I mean, it's got a little bit of issue with chipping there. Not a little bit of an issue, but an issue.
Yeah, I think I like eyeballed it at like a 3.5, maybe, like somewhere around there.
So $3,500 US dollars is 13,095 SOL, which is the currency per.
Yeah, like $3,500 wherever that dude lives in Peru. Like that's probably like his rent for a year, or like like that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Ooh, now I want to see what 20,000 is. 20,000 US dollars. So, dude, that's 748 or 74,000. 830 SOL.
Man.
So average wages in Peru is just under 2,000 SOL per month.
That's a crazy
book. So he made a little bit less than a year's worth of work by selling a comic book. He didn't need that whole 20K. Like, I think it would be hard to get that for a raw copy anyways, because you never know what could be done to that thing. So, I mean, I'd take a year's worth of work selling one book. Like, it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at shout out to our boy Lefteros. He's always doing great stuff. He's always doing his FOC stuff with Cover Price. Shout out to Cover Price too. And we didn't get a chance to go over FOC last week because I totally spaced. But that's just the way it is sometimes. So, all right, here we go. Our boy Lefteros and Cover Price. Make sure you follow Lefteros on IG. Make sure you guys go sign up with Cover Price. Great, great tool. Starting off, Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, #1, the second print. This is kind of like the almost design cover style, I would say, maybe. I don't know. But it is another Rafael Grampa cover, and this is great series so far. I know a lot of people have talked about how good it is. Obviously, the art's amazing, and it's cool that he's doing it all. So if you're a fan of this book, here's the second printing. That's cool. Next, we've got Batman Gargoyle of Gotham #2. Another
I need to
Grompa
read
book.
this. Did anyone read the first issue?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's gorgeous.
I want to read this.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Cool cover.
Yeah. This is the Noir edition. And I think that basically means that it's different. Is it different color? Right? I don't know. It says here, not only does this issue have first appearances of 2 of 3 characters who were part of the promotional materials for this miniseries, but I can confirm there is a surprise third first appearance as well. I stick with the Noir editions as they don't count towards incentives. Huh? Really?
Oh.
That's interesting.
Nice.
Here's the book, though, man. We talked about this as soon as this got announced in solicitations way back when. Had been months ago. Absolutely amazing cover by Ben Oliver or Olivier. I don't know however you say it. Just what a great cover, man. And it does have scratch and sniff cover. What do you think it's going to smell like?
Hopefully not whatever he looks like.
Right.
Sweat and fucking blood, like.
We said on Drunken Chat last night, peppermints, like candy canes.
Hopefully it's peppermint or like gingerbread, something.
Yeah.
Hot cocoa, milk.
Yeah. I mean, I'll even take like pine tree, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Reindeer poo.
Yeah.
Really good Christmas buds.
Yeah.
Christmas buds.
Well,
is a thing of the past.
DC's notorious for doing rub and smell weed comics.
Yeah.
With that Harley Quinn.
They did the Harley one.
Yeah. And then the other one smelled like what, poop or something like that?
Ew, gross. Well, skunk. They said it smelled like skunk.
Skunk. Okay.
Yeah.
I
All right,
couldn't remember what it
next,
was.
the Captain Marvel #1 second print. We talked about this last night on Drunken Chat too. They did this with the Thanos second print, and Stein also talked about this. Stein's calling this the McClay variant. So it has the galaxy in the background, which is cool. I love this.
They saw the show and they're like, "Oh, we got to do that for a cover now."
I think it's dumb that they're doing it again, though. I think it should only have been.
I was gonna say it was great, but now if they start doing it on every character that's like space related, like
stupid.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as they do a character that's not space related, you know that's when they've taken it too far, and they're probably gonna do that. That's probably down the pipeline.
Moon Knight #30, first cover appearance of the new Moon Knight, the new Vengeance, what they're calling him, right? I think they're calling him Vengeance. So, pretty interesting. Punisher #2, first appearance of The Offer. Who's The Offer?
What a name.
It says here, Joe Garrison's second issue as Punisher, and I am already enjoying what David Papos and Dave Watcher are doing here, every bit as brutal as Frank. So it's a new Punisher character? What's going on here? Is anybody reading Punisher?
I don't.
I'm not reading Punisher.
That's a Comic Man and Andy question.
Such a weird name.
Yeah. Yeah. Star Wars High Republic Adventures #1, cover A. First appearance of Tartak Vil. So, there you go. I love the High Republic Adventure stuff. It's always much better than the regular High Republic stuff.
Is this a continuation of the story from IDW then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't been paying attention to Star Wars stuff lately.
I'll have to check the writers on the IDW one.
Yeah. Vengeance, here we go. Vengeance and Moon Knight #1. This is the David Finch main cover.
So this is what, a new one after they killed off the old one or whatever they did.
Yeah. And that is it. Shout out to our boy Left Roast. Now we go look at the rest. by checking in on our boy Billy's page. Shout out to Billy. He is here in the chat, Economics and Comics. Make sure to go check out Economics and Comics on YouTube if you're not already. He's one of the OGs, one of the good guys. All right, let's take a look here. We're going by best sold here because it's easier this way. You got the Spider-Boy 1 second printing with the spider web in the background, which I like better than the first printing for sure. A Titans Beast World. This Titans Beast World story sounds pretty crazy. Have you guys heard about that? They're doing this whole new Beast World story, which sounds very interesting. But this is good. That is going to be a lenticular. They're going back to doing lenticular variants. Facsimile, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Peach Momoko, Nightmare variant.
I like a lot of those. There's some interesting ones.
I don't like this one.
Yeah,
it looks like
this one.
the pupils are like way off, and it's like cross-eyed.
Yeah,
like even though it's like bugs or whatever on the eyes.
That's a cool Derek Chew cover for that Santa Claus Silent Night, Batman Santa Claus.
I like
Silent
that.
Night. Yeah,
I like that shoe cover.
Transformers 3, the Warren Johnson cover. It's pretty dope.
She's been killing it all year.
What do you think about the Souza Micah cover?
It's good. For Souza, it's good.
Yeah. She's changing it up a little bit.
She needs to.
Yeah.
It's never a bad thing.
Stuff of Nightmares, Sleigh Ride #1, cover E. That's the glow in the dark Frizen. Doesn't look like Frizen at all. It looks like old school Frizen. Power Girl #3, the Guillermo March cardstock variant for Power Girl. That's the Nakayama Poison Ivies are still great. And there's another Gargoyle of Gotham, the Grandpa foil cover. There's the Bat Symbol Dark Knight Returns foil variant. Here we go, more foils. And
that's like number 60 now.
Yeah.
Editorialist Josh.
And a Carla Cohen cover. I need to send out a message to Carla Cohen and Lucio Perillo. I will do that tomorrow. Something is Killing the Children #35. Get the connecting cover.
Oh, that's cool.
And then High Republic Shadows of Starlight #3. And then High Republic Adventures. This is volume 3, the cover B of that, which looks interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like this art germ cover for Titans Beast World #1. The Donna Troy one. I think that's cool. Penguin #4. Jennifer Blood Battle Diary. This is the Linsner from Dynamite. Shout out to Dynamite. Always doing good shit. Stuff of Nightmares Sleigh Ride by Frank Avila. That looks crazy. There's a really good
Billy in chat is saying, tell Bryan to look at the filter A through Z and go to
B's.
To the B's.
Okay. Let's go A through Z. And go to the B's. There we go. All right. Batman 140. This Batman, there's some crazy. This Batman story is supposed to be really crazy. We'll go over this in a little bit more in a second. Here's the Frank Cho cardstock variant for that. That looks interesting. Finch. Ooh.
Hey, do you care if I still send Billy the link?
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Billy, I'll message you on the IG.
Yeah. I want to figure out our damn sound problems. Drive me crazy. Ooh, look at this. More facsimile blank cardstock variant. There we go. That's interesting. I never realized that the bat symbol on that on year 1 looked like that.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? I never realized that. How it's kind of like off to the side. He said go to BE. BE.
All right, I just sent him the link.
Yeah, I think I'm doing it right.
Yeah, you just got to keep scrolling down until you get to the BEs.
Yeah. All right, let me get back to where we were. Batman Echoes, 89 Echoes. Batman 89 Echoes. Batman Beyond Neo Gothic. That's a cool cover. 89. Ooh, look at that, dude. That Swamp Thing.
Nice.
There's the
A lot of Batman titles.
Yeah, more Gargoyle of Gotham. What up, brother?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Did you get to BE yet? BE yet?
Yeah, we're just getting there.
Oh, there it is. You just passed it. Sold out variant.
That's funny.
Oh God, that's so funny. Oh, that's beautiful young man, man. Oh, that's all I had to say.
Thank you, brother. We love you, dude.
Oh, by the way, you guys didn't mention this. I think it's important. I am going to go because I just wanted to do that for fun. You know, I try to troll you once a week.
Hell yeah.
But, oh, man, that's so funny. Dude, the Santa Claus and the lenticular are possibly allocated. So just know, you guys, like, everyone's going to say, oh, we got one and we tried to get one. We don't know for sure. Because they could, you know, you could order 100 a store and they will only get 10.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be the
So-
biggest book, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I talked about in my top 10 FOC. I gave it number 1, 2, just like you guys are and everything. But if they, hopefully they'll change it where it's not allocated, right? But the truth is it could be, and that could make it even worse. Now, for me at the store here, I put at the very end of the description, not guaranteed.
Yeah.
I have what choice do I have? I have to put that. Whereas you look on eBay and everywhere else, dude, they don't say that at all. So I hope I can get my copies for my people. I'm crossing my fingers for both those 2 books, but it could turn into a shit show, and you could probably be talking about it in a couple weeks if it does. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but
Thank
yeah,
you,
I just
brother.
wanted you to see the beautiful young men variant sold out there.
I'm glad it's sold out, brother.
Hilarious.
So, everyone needs to like take a screenshot of Billy right now without his hat on.
Yeah.
Because like those are very
All right, well, you guys have a good night. I just wanted to have a little fun. I'll see you later.
Sounds good. Talk to you later, brother.
See ya.
All right.
Make sure you guys go show Billy some love. He's one of the good guys, man. He's one of the good guys. That's fucking hilarious. Let's keep going alphabetical. Look at that. The Bachalo variant for Birds of Prey number 4. Ooh, look at that. That sway. I don't know if I like it or if I hate
No.
it. Yeah.
The faces are.
it looks cool if you're tripping.
Blood Commandment by Kudransky.
Sun K.
There's more of the Blood Commandment stuff. I gotta find out what his first professional work was. He's a badass.
Oh, speaking of that, I had a question about a first work. Do you know Mark Brooks's first work?
I believe so.
Okay, because Long Short wanted me to ask you if it was Atlas 1.
Let's take a look what we have on the creators first list. That the link is in the description of everything that I do. You can also find it in my link tree. It's a living document. If you guys want to add to it, just make a comment and I will add to it. All right, Mark Brooks. Let's see here. What do I got for Mark Brooks? First work, 10th Muse number 7 is what I have.
10th Muse number 7. Okay.
Let's go take a look here. That's what I got.
All right, and then
I don't know.
let me
if
see if I can.
Let me make sure that maybe that's not it. 10th Muse number 7. Here we go. Let's go to our boy Nick's Key Collectors. Yep, first interior artwork in the comic industry by Mark Brooks. Shout out to Nick at Key Collector for putting this information in there. I love that. Here's the cover. and obviously he didn't do the cover. It's his first interior art. For Mark Brooks' first cover, it's 10th Muse number 1D. 10th Muse number 1D. So let's go take a look at Mark Brooks' first cover.
Oh, yeah. It's probably not this Atlas one because release date was January 1st, 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, but that might be the Judo edition that was reprinted.
Okay. I mean, some of this information could be wrong. That's why it's a living, if you guys want to take a look at it and add to it or anything. Is this it? What is this? Cover. Did you do a cover for this? Look at all those. Jesus. I could be wrong about that. I know I'm right about the first interior, but I don't think that's his cover.
Okay, so August 2002 is when this Atlas 1 came out for Mark Brooks.
10th Muse number 7 came out November of 2001.
Okay.
So,
I mean, Atlas 1 is still an early work and a great cover, so yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. You need to find Mark Brooks is top 5 in the game right now for sure.
Oh, Binky's saying it too. Atlas 1.
Atlas 1.
But I guess, yeah, but I mean, if this is his cover, then 10th Muse would beat that.
So this is first interior artwork.
Oh, that's first interior?
His first professional must be Atlas 1 because first, right? So let's change this.
His first cover is July 2002 for 10th Muse, the first cover.
Number 1?
1D, yeah.
All right,
from
so
the 2002 series.
Let's go.
From Avatar, not Image. That might be where, I think when you were looking it up, you were looking up Image Muse, or 10th Muse, not...
well, yeah.
Not
yeah,
Avatar.
Atlas 1's first cover is what I was told.
Why is it got the yellow on there? There we go. First work, first cover, 10th Muse number 1, right? And then first interior art would be 10th Muse number 7.
No. Yeah. Sorry. Hold on a sec. Where are we at?
10th Muse number 7, November is the first interior.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his first cover would be Atlas 1.
Atlas 1?
No, because that came out in August.
No, 10th
that
Muse
came out in
number
August
1.
2002.
10th Muse number 1. Let's go to the cover.
Yeah, so 10th Muse number 1 has a beat by a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's his first work and first cover, but his first interior work is number 7.
Yeah.
You guys love this, how we do this on the fly here, where everybody's screaming at the
in the chat.
Yeah.
No, you're doing that wrong.
Yeah, here we go. 10th Muse number 1.
This is why Bryan makes all the edits for it. So it doesn't change like every day.
Is that it? Atlas 1 also has a Scotty Young cover, says Binkies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Atlas 1 is his first cover.
Oh.
E-Collector has Atlas 1 as first cover by Mark Brooks.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Not saying E-Collector's right, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, because he's not on 10th Muse number 1. I don't think that's...
He is.
He is?
Yeah.
But it's like cover E or something like that. Is that right?
Cover D, and it came out in July. It came out a month before Atlas 1.
So look at that.
That's the wrong 10th
doesn't even
Muse,
have
that's
that.
Image.
10th
That's
Muse.
Image. It's not an Image book. It's an Avatar book. So it's 10th Muse with Avatar Comics.
There we go. Right there. Cover. Right there, the Mark Brooks. Oh, that's cool.
And that was a month before Atlas 1.
Look at that. James all over it. 10th Muse, number 1 from Avatar. 10th Muse #1 cover. It doesn't say cover D. It just says. What cover does it say? Is it E or D?
It's D.
D.
D. Yeah.
Avatar Press. And 10th Muse #7 is from Image, right? Yeah. So there was a different there. They did a little change. There we go.
Yeah.
So this is the list, you guys. If you guys don't know what we're doing here, I have a list of creator firsts, and it includes things like first pro work, first amateur work, all that type of stuff. And as you can see, Josh Davis is adding some stuff to it. So very, very cool. If anybody out there wants to do so, the link is in the description and the link in my bio. It's very, very cool shit. All right, back to FLC with economics and comics. You got the Blue Beetle stuff coming out. Look at that Captain America cover, Ski Chalet cover. What are we doing? Adi Granov, 60th anniversary variant. There's another Momoko Nightmare. I don't like those. It is kind of creepy though.
I love that. That's what she does the best. Is like horror stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dude, these Howling Commando covers are so good. Here's the second printing. Charm City. Crave, that's interesting. Ooh, look at that Creep Show, the holiday special. That's interesting.
That's cool.
You got an Elektra Daredevil Gang War variant. Dark X-Men. The Might Before Christmas. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Destiny Gate. Detective Comics, the Jason Sean Alexander cardstock. I love the way that they put this border around the new Detective Comics. I love the way it looks. Those regular covers. That's a crazy cover. There's your action figure variant, McFarlane.
Ooh, those are slowly getting better.
Yeah, that one's really good. Doom Patrol. Ooh, what's this? Edenwood #2. Tony Daniel variant. That looks badass. Is anybody reading Edenwood? Ooh, look at that. That looks great. That Gary Frank cover. Looks like a cool story. What do we got going on here? Bryan finds himself deep inside Edenwood and immediately on the run from the demon military, which consists of armored tank divisions, patrolling beasts with razor-sharp teeth. He sees beauty in the horrors of his magical place before meeting powerful allies who question how he acquired the armor of one of the greatest demon killers in history. I might be in on this, dude. That's kind of cool. It's kind of Inuyasha style.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
What book was this?
Edenwood?
Edenwood.
James. You're bad.
Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville, a Lobo cover. Oh, the Flash stuff is getting pretty crazy, I hear. Got the new character in issue #2, right? Stillness, or whatever they call him. Godzilla Rivals, Jet Jaguar versus Megalon. One shot. People love these Godzilla books.
Dude, Godzilla's huge, literally.
Yeah. Grimm, #15. Guardians of the Galaxy, Baldari variant. That's kind of cool. There's the Sozamika, Harley Quinn, Sweeney Boo variant. Is that interesting?
Yeah. Why is she mopping the floor?
Look at that Frizen. I don't like that Frizen.
I kind of like that, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
It reminds
why.
me of like one of those like old like sci-fi movies where the people are robots and they can like
Take off
their
their
face off. Yeah.
Or you find out that, they are robots.
Badass. The
Yeah.
floor cover. That's an interesting Momoko one, though. I like that one. God damn it. God damn it.
I think you can hit that X on the bottom left. Oh, never mind.
I like that. The Momoko for Immortal Thor. That one's not too bad. Look at, man. Lensner still does great covers.
It just reminds me of the Johnny the Homicidal Maniac cover.
Jennifer Blood Battle Diary. Look at that. Wow. Another Dynamite book. Everybody's favorite suburban wife, mother, and covert assassin, created by comics author Garth Ennis. Woo. Returns for an all-new tale of extra-legal killing and ruthless vigilantism. There we go. Fred Van Lente. That looks good. Keep an eye on that. Kaya number 13.
Dude, that Spawn cover.
This one?
The Spawn 28.
Oh.
No, the other one.
Oh man. This one right here?
Yeah.
You like
that's
this
the
one
I'm
better
thinking.
than the other
yeah,
one?
with the crown.
Yeah.
Makes me think of the yeah.
This is cool, but that other one was just as good in my opinion. Wow.
It just like every time I see one of those books, it makes me think of the Punisher book.
Yeah.
So like that's like slowly becoming its own thing now.
Yep. This one right here is crazy.
Yeah, that one's sick too.
Yeah.
Spawn's still going, man. Here's the
Because a lot of people didn't go to college, right, Aaron?
Marvel Zombies,
you know.
Black, White, and Blood number 3. There's another Momoko. That one's kind of cool.
That is definitely interesting.
But Spawn is definitely no Sandman, so.
Yeah.
Masterpiece by Lotte. Masters of the Universe, Forge of Death. Look at that. That's an interesting cover right there. That's a cool one, too. Damn. That's badass. I can hear the freaking audio. It's driving me nuts. Ooh, Midnight Show.
It sounds like it's like magnetic.
Yeah, like
and a rush
magnetic,
or something.
Ooh,
like
look at this
it's
Midnight.
Does anyone have their cell phone near their microphone?
That might be what it is. Or it's my stuff. Look at that.
What's
That's
he
cool.
saying?
My name is Moon Knight. So I get moons all over my costume are cool. You know what else would be cool? Eye holes in the mask.
Mm-hmm.
That's
actually
cool.
kind of like that.
Yeah, I like that.
It's very dark.
There's the Momoko. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, that's.
Oh, that looks
okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Moon Knight might actually get good. Ooh, look at here we go. We got the My Little Pony stuff for all the bronies out
Moon
there.
Knight versus Attack on Titan.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Oh, dude. I have I don't know if we're doing pickups or not, but I got a sick Moon Knight book.
Yeah, we definitely got to do pickups. So we'll do pickups after this. I got to go grab my stuff.
I forgot about that.
And then we'll what we'll do, you guys, is we'll after pickups, we'll all jump onto the Discord if you guys want to come hang out and bullshit in the Discord about the craziest you saw today at the beginning of this episode when my internet was causing nothing but issues. We look at R.L. Stein's. That's an interesting one.
I go to a Rice game and I miss all the fun.
How did the Rice game go?
We lost.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Ooh,
it was a close game though, surprisingly.
That one's cool. Eyeballs.
They played SMU.
Ah. Mustangs, right? Southern Methodist University.
Yeah. Or no, is it the...
Ooh, Turtles, Federici. There we go. Vampirella. Turner, what is this? Written by Sarah Frazetta. Colette Turner cover. That's interesting. Face looks interesting. Something about it. Her eyes are huge. But it's not off-putting. Look at that
It looks like that. It's like that in between to almost like anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at this cover.
Oh, that's a cool skull cover.
Yeah. Here's more of the Moon Knight stuff. That one's cool. Look at that. That looks badass, bro. Doesn't that look like Spawn, kinda?
Oh, I can see that, especially with the weapons, right?
Yeah. Damn, that looks good too. That's Capullo.
Oh, the Capullo one. I like the Capullo one.
Yeah, it looks like Batman.
I think there's an incentive for that one. For the
Walking
Capullo.
Dead
I don't remember the ratio.
Ooh, look at that White Widow. Oh, that's sick. Furthest place from here. There's the Wolverine stuff. Wild's End. Wrong Earth, We Could Be Heroes. X-Men Red. 18. There we go, you guys. Let's get into some pickups. What do you say? All right. Who wants to go first?
I actually don't have anything.
James, you got any goodies? Where's Josh when he said he's got some great pickups? What's going on here?
I can show off cards I'm submitting to PSA if you want to use that time to until you get back with stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab them. I'll be right back.
Unless James, you have anything to
I
pick
have
up.
literally nothing to show.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep on showing cards until they get back with their pickups. All right. So I'm gonna submit this Ellie De La Cruz prospect card Mojo, because why not? You know, some Otani cards. This is a 84 throwback. So I think that's from his second year, 2019 set. I like this throwback as well. This is the 85, so this is from 2020. I have a couple of those. So for whatever reason, Otani prices like slightly went down on his cards, but overall it's still up from what it was like 2 years ago. Otani Sapphire card. How about some Corbin Carroll action? His Series 1 paper. His Chrome book, or his Chrome rookie. X-Fractor. I was expecting Arizona to win. His this is his Bowman Chrome rookie of the year favorites. So I expect him to get rookie of the year. This Corbin Carroll iconic where it reprints his first. Jackson Holiday refractor first. I think Baltimore is going to keep on trying to build up a good team. I mean, Arizona and Baltimore, I think we're going to see them at the very least the playoffs, if not in the World Series, like moving forward. This is a cool one. Danielle Fischel Topanga, 6 out of 10. So I've actually listed the base cards on eBay, and they've been selling pretty good. Jordan Walker numbered. This is his light blue. Ellie De La Cruz Bowman best card, prospect purple. So I was like, kind of like, why not? Otani numbered. Adley Rushman rookie card. All right, y'all can. Do you want me to keep on going, or if one of y'all are ready, that's fine too.
What? Oh, I can go if you're done.
Yeah, Henry Davis first. I'm just showing off cards I'm submitting to PSA until y'all
nice.
get back. Yeah, Blaze Jordan.
I couldn't remember where the book freaking went.
Jackson Churio. This is what, purple, pink, out of 199, or Jason Churio. Marcelo Mayer, purple. Luis Gualpina, out of 199. Win-Win Francisco. Ooh, here's a cool one. I'm going to submit a King Griffey Jr. rookie card, upper deck. So the hologram's not scratched up on the back and stuff like that. The centering's slightly off on the hologram, so they'll ding points for that. Nate and I made a trade, and then like he sent me home with a 8 and 9 upper deck King Griffey. So I was really happy about that. Julio, home field advantage. I love these cards. This is his rookie of the year one. So from this year's series 1. Otani, I love this home field advantage Otani.
That's cool.
Where it has some batting and pitching. Like, I mean, who knows if he'll ever pitch again, right? The Stinga rookie, Blue Wave, auto. Jordan auto. Hao Yu Lee, Bowman's first. This card is number 420 out of 499. So I had to make sure to get that. Jock Peterson, 1 of 1. A lot of baseball rumor websites are saying that he might come to Houston, or like Houston should try to get him to play to strengthen their outfield. And so I wouldn't mind that, you know, because then people will buy up his cards. So if he does well here, the O Snap, Adley Rutschman, and my final card I'm submitting is the 7 Wonders, Adley Rutschman.
Nice.
Yeezee, do they have musician cards? I think they do, right?
Nice. Yeah, they have musician
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to know, I guess, who you're looking for, and then because they even did it like in the 80s too. There was like those 80s pop star cards.
MTV raps, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right, you got your stuff, Josh?
I do.
All right.
So I picked up this Death like promotional comic from Italy. I think it's about AIDS.
Yep.
I think they did it over here in the US too, because it's got like
they did.
She's putting the condom on the banana and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is from Italy. And then I got this. Be careful with this. So this is from like either the 40s or the 50s, but it's like the original stat art for one of the 40s or 50s Batman and Robin comics from Argentina. It was El Vampiro y Robert. So this was like a crazy find.
Wow.
And then I found this from a guy in Brazil for like $200. So I bought this. It's an original animation cell from The Simpsons.
Oh,
So
when Adam West and Burt Ward were on the episode.
Yeah, so I figured this should be like a stupid easy flip. I wasn't gonna pass that up for $200. I picked up this Bruce Timm hard-boiled pulp, early Bruce Timm. I think this was 96. Yeah, 96. So I picked that up because that's gorgeous. And then I got the Viz series of Pokemon comics that everyone started slabbing and all that stuff. I picked up this. This is where that run originally appeared in Japan. That's funny because I didn't realize it was so tiny. So this was really cool. I think this actually contains one of the non-canon parts that they didn't like carry over to the US series, or maybe it was the show. I can't remember. But they go to like this village that's like haunted by haunters, and there's like this like big massive like king haunter that Pikachu fights. So picked that up because I thought that was cool. Let's see, I got some
Hold on.
non-canon. What?
Real quick, whoever is trying to troll as Steve Borok, it's Steve Borok, not Steve Bork. So just heads up.
So this is non-canon Spawn from Japan. I picked up two of these issues, which I had no idea like non-canon Spawn stuff from Japan was a thing. So
that is crazy, dude.
Yeah, like it's not Al Simmons or like it's all Japanese characters, and it's like a completely different thing from the normal Spawn series. So that was super dope. Which also brings me to this, because I have been looking for one of these for so long, and I finally got a chance to buy one. So this is a magazine, or not a magazine, but it's called TV Kun from Japan, and it was kind of like just another one of their like weekly, monthly manga production things, but it contains the non-canon Japanese Moon Knight stories that ran in Japan from like 79 to 80, I think, and this is the final issue. So this was the last issue where they did the non-canon Japanese Moon Knight stuff, and I was so ecstatic when I finally got to buy. These are so rare. Like so rare. These were thought to be like an urban legend for like the longest time. So
wow, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, super stoked to pick up one of those. And then I'll flip through these really quick. I got a bunch of Italian Supermans from like the 1944 through like 47. So I got that one. I got this one. This one.
Those are badass, bro.
Yeah, these are like crazy. Like
what
I
year,
could not
40s?
believe that. Like 1944 through 1947.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah, these are like super scarce. So
the coloring is super bright on that too.
Yeah, these are like really nice copies.
That is
so.
Look at that. That is so
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow. So, what museum did you steal this from?
Right. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna get all the like. So they just contain like early Superman newspaper strips. Like you can see like the back cover, but like it's still crazy. It's still crazy. I'm gonna get all these cleaned and pressed and graded and
nice.
So yeah, this was like a truckload of a find right here.
So you're gonna sell it to Nicolas Cage or Jack White?
Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, Jack White would. I should hit up his wife.
That's awesome, dude.
My arms are getting tired from flipping through these.
How many did you get? Holy cow!
Yeah,
you got the whole run.
I got 20. I think that was 20. I got 20 of them all in one rip. So, but yeah, the last ones were the ones that were dated 47, and then I think these started in. Oh, I want to say these started in 42, maybe. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but yeah, dude, it's been. I think that's it for pickups, but it's been like some crazy pickups. So
that's nuts. Well, speaking of Superman, did you guys see this? Nicolas Cage criticizes the Superman cameo in The Flash. It says here, Nicolas Cage has revealed his Superman cameo in The Flash wasn't what he filmed, saying, quote, "I did not do that. When I went to the picture, it was me fighting a giant spider. I did not do that," he told Yahoo Entertainment. "That was not what I did. I don't think it was created by AI," he said. "I know Tim is upset about AI, as am I. It was CGI. Okay, so that they could de-age me, and I'm fighting a spider. I didn't do any of that. So I don't know what happened there, but I get where Tim's coming from. I know what he means. He continued, I would be very unhappy if people were taking my art and appropriating them. I get it. I mean, I'm with him in that regard. AI is a nightmare to me. It is inhumane. You can't get more inhumane than artificial intelligence, but I don't think it was AI in the Flash, he added. I just think that they did something with it, and again, it's out of my control. I literally went to shoot a scene for maybe an hour in the suit, looking at the destruction of a universe and trying to convey the feelings of loss and sadness and terror in my eyes. That's all I did. So I guess Tim Burton came out and gave some shit because he thought that they did it through AI. But very interesting, man. I love anytime we get Nicolas Cage news on this channel. Anytime, dude. All right. Let's do, I'm going to go through these pickups and then we'll call it a night. We'll go jump on the Discord and bullshit. All right. Starting off, shout out again to our boy Billy at Economics and Comics. I got I think I showed these the other day, my Al Capone Vampire Hunter Punch 12 variants. Well, I also got my Al Capone Vampire Hunter Punch 12 Virgin variants from the Kickstarter.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I haven't opened these up yet. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I also got these from the Kickstarter. And this from the Kickstarter. So I'll be opening those and sending those to get graded along with the regulars. Also from Kickstarter, shout out to Jay Stevens and his amazing Dwellings IP. This is the Black Eye Comics. I think it's Black Eye Comics. This is the Kickstarter version of Dwellings. It's number 7, I believe, that he's on. And as you can see, it doesn't have the Oni in it.
That's dope.
Yeah. So this is from the Kickstarter. So I got those.
Oh, just in case, so everybody knows, Nick Cage is also doing a signing thing coming up.
Oh, nice. So lots of
CGC.
Yeah, so where you could send your books to CGC. It's like soon though. You got to do it like
send in a Superman one.
The next couple
I
weeks.
don't remember buying these, but I bought them and they're badass. Ghost Rider 19 variants.
Yeah, I picked up a few of those too.
Yeah, those are
that was
great.
Mastrazo.
Also got these. Bought these from Souza Micah. Don't remember buying them, but they're badass.
Great cover.
Yeah.
It's a great cover.
That's what cannabis will do to you. And
stuff just shows up to your house, right?
Shout out to my boy Kyle over at SNS over on channel shall not be named because they're snakes. But shout out to my boy Kyle who said he didn't get a copy of this and he was pissed. I got you one, bro.
Oh, nice. You bought that mini?
Yeah. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to buy any of the other ones.
I think they're still going for like $40-$50, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, fuck it. Why not? That is my pickups for this week. Good stuff. All right. That being said, what do we got coming up? Oh, before we end, there is one special bit of goodies. You guys know that I do a podcast called the Bogcast with my best friend, Keith Obit. And here, he's been doing he's written a series called The Sound Guy. He's 2 seasons. He's got 2 seasons worth. He's got a full season, and he's working on the second season worth of episodes. He's shot and filmed the first episode so far. So the first episode is in the can. He's trying to find somebody to work, to pick this up and hopefully turn it into something. So that being said, if anybody out there wants to check it out, Saturday, let's see here. So it says here, available for rent at thesoundguyseries.com starting November 11th. So if you go to soundguyseries.com, which I will drop in the, what the hell? Sound Guy Series. The Sound Guy Series. Sorry, guys. Cannabis. The Sound Guys. God dang it.
I thought you were going to announce I won the sticker giveaway.
I know, right? All right. thesoundguyseries.com. If you guys want to go check it out, it will be available. I make my acting debut in it, so you guys will get to see me in it. And tell us what you think. Tell me what you think. It says here, The Sound Guy is an 8-episode dark comedy series. Technically, this website is an online TV Bible with all the info, including the cast, crew, characters, logline, synopsis, and more. The pilot episode, episode 1, will be available for rent on this site. It was shot entirely in Arizona, and it just finished its festival run. And then the following episodes 2 through 8 are all written and ready to be shot. So if you guys want to go check it out, it'll be available for rent on this website Saturday, November 11th. And I know a lot of people have been wanting to check that out, and I appreciate all you guys showing interest in it. It's actually really cool. I think it will blow you guys away. It doesn't look like a pilot episode shot and directed by a first-time filmmaker. That's for sure. So make sure you guys check
And when
it out.
can we watch it?
Saturday, November 11th. It will be available for rent, finally.
Okay.
That being said, you guys...
So less than a week.
Yeah, less than a week. Come hang out with us if you want. We'll be in the Discord, in the lounge section of the Discord.
Yeah.
And I apologize to everybody for the audio and internet issues and all the craziness today. The internet was not wanting to play well with us at the beginning of the show. So kind of... I couldn't play any of my stuff that I had or any of my websites that I had set up. Anytime I tried to pull any of those things up, it would kill the internet. So I apologize for all that, but thanks for sticking with it. And, again, all the fucking craziness and fuckery that goes on in comics, like what we talked about earlier, is something we don't want in our community. And I know a lot of you retailers out there that, put food on the table and money in the bank because of this, hobby and this community, definitely don't want it. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. If you've been wronged in the past by somebody like that, talk about it if it's true, and especially if you have receipts. That type of stuff isn't good. And more importantly, start using contracts out there, you guys, for sure. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Adios.